action. I'm gonna miss you, man.
I'm gonna miss you too, Sonny.
Hello, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. And tonight, the final 5 episodes of Miami Vice edition, where we go through the final Miami Vice season 5. Joined to me are my guests, my regular and always welcome Lord of Toxicity. How you doing, man?
It's the end of an era, the end of the 80s, the end of Crockett and Tubbs until 2006 reboot. Until then.
Yes, and maybe until which was an end until probably Joseph Krasinski reboots it, but who knows? I don't know how he's going to pull it off, but we'll see if it ever comes to fruition. And up next is another couple that are as regular, but always welcome, and I'm always hoping I can try and get them onto more sometime in the future, and that is Admiral Teag. How you doing, man?
Hello and greetings to everybody from New York, where it's Labor Day in America. We finally made it. I'm bummed there's no more Miami Vice. And good job culling through the previous seasons to find pictures of our heroes.
Yeah, thanks very much. That's a great honor, man. And last but not least, RRTNZ. How you doing, man?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Shania, really excited to talk about our last set of top 5. Spoiler, some of us have some episodes in common. In fact, quite a few. I know Teague and I have virtually the same list. So lots to say, and it's a little sad. Like Lord Toxicity said, we come to the end of an era now, and we just try and celebrate it as best we can.
Yeah, and it was a good thing it was ending as well, because Miami Vice, that was made for the 80s, wasn't it? And the Nazis were just coming around the corner, even though I think the final episodes were still airing in England during 1990, but it finished shooting in 89, it ended in 89. So, yeah. But it was
to
also...
celebrate... sorry. I was just to celebrate the confusion. Maybe we should end in mid-conversation and come back in 6 months out of nowhere and just pick it up like the show did.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I am thinking of actually doing some streams where I actually talk about maybe 1 or 2 episodes each stream. So, a bit like...
Yeah, good call.
A bit like what me and Toxic are doing with Buffy. So that would be very good as well. We can get a little bit more into the episode as well, the nitty-gritty of it, everything. And this is unfortunately when the season really started to lose its steam as well. Even though I think the actors were still trying to do their best, you can tell that, there was not much life left in this as well. But there are still some very good celebrity appearances. There was also very unfortunately the loss of Jan Hammer in the music department. He was replaced by someone else. I don't know if he left or if he decided.
Tom Truman, true genius. You come on, the name doesn't come right to mind.
Tom or Tim?
I know he did. I know he did Charmed, but I'm not too familiar with the other stuff. I probably am, just not by name anyway. So yeah, Demon Knights in the chat. Why does Toxic Avatar look like him in a suit for real?
Because it is. Because it is.
Truck Daddy, the end of an era indeed.
Hey,
So, yeah, I mean, Tim Truman, he does a good job with the music score, but it lacks that kind of glamorous sleaze, neon lit sleaze of the previous Miami Vice seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a kinetic energy to Jan Hammer tracks. All of them. I mean, one of my favorite Jan Hammer tracks is from my favorite episodes from Evan. You know, Evan's theme is a really cool, atmospheric piece of music. And
it's kind of like dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, very ominous, ominous. But Hammer was just a master of electronica before the art form even really took off. So, he was way ahead of the curve. He was.
I know, because it gave the show that personality, and Tim Truman is trying his best with what he's got, but it's obviously, he was obviously suited to other shows as well. I think he did Charmed as well. Okay, that kind of suits his his aesthetic. But that doesn't. I don't think this prevents this season from still having some good episodes, because there are still some good ones as well. There's
a few good, there's a few good ones, but you definitely feel it. I mean, I remember one of the big things with this. Remember, my dad stopped. That was a big thing that I noticed. My dad stopped watching the show after the Burnett thing finished off. He basically just kind of wrote it off. I think he might have popped in for the season finale, but basically it just kind of wrote the show off. It really lost its luster, like you said earlier. And I think unless I'm wrong, and I don't think I am, a lot of the big name actors like Edward James Olmos and even some of the side people that were in it and including but not limited to Don Johnson were all kind of efforting movie careers and things like that. There's like whole 4 episodes, I think, with no Edward James Olmos, and they give no explanation to it. Really, they don't even give like a throw, if I recall correctly. And there's whole episodes where even Sonny's not even in it. Like and it's one of my picks too, which is interesting. I'll get more on that when I get to my pick. But yeah, you can kind of tell everybody's kind of checked out. Everybody except for Tubbs. Everybody except for him. He was still kind of like, this is like his big thing. Was this? He really thought this was gonna be his rise to fame. And the guest appearances are not as great, although there's a really good one that does wind up on my list. So, but again,
really,
yeah,
I think there's some cracking guest appearances. I would dispute that.
I think I saw Trump's second wife in one scene. I think she walks by. I think Marla Maples walks by in a bikini, right? Yes.
Yes.
And she might even say 1 or 2 words to Sonny.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Trump Daddy.
Yeah, Trump Daddy. Don't worry. Melania is still like only in like 2nd grade when the show ends. She'll be here soon enough.
Well, she got with Trump as well, wasn't it? He was still married to Ivana. Yeah,
Ivana, his wife won. Yeah, I believe so. I don't know. He hasn't called me lately to share any of these things with me, but I did read his book. On this show, all I can say is, how far have we come from this show that started on a dingy Miami street corner to the biggest, most recognizable Rolling Stones hit of the 70s, to ending in a montage of random characters on a song that doesn't show up in Shazam? Holy smoke! As far as you said about the music, Tim Truman, he tries for that vibe, but it's not terrible, but it's not authentic anymore. It's just not authentic. And we go with a slightly different mix of the theme song, so it feels different from the bat, doesn't it?
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's like aesthetically, they're both different styles, aren't they? Because he uses a bit more. He goes a bit more heavy into the guitars, doesn't he? The guitar as well.
Definitely bassier and more
synthesizers.
I think it's still Hammer's song, but I think what happened is that song was a legitimate hit. And there was a B-side that was like 6 minutes long. So there's 3 more individual different takes on that song that they could have gone into. So I think what happens is as the song sort of ends, the drums extend and it starts over again with a darker mix. So they simply went with something from the B-side of the single. That soundtrack sold well.
Did you have a 45 of Crockett's theme, Teague?
I think it was on the B-side of the Miami Vice theme, wasn't it? I think I
think it was on a 45.
I had a vinyl 45 of that and Hungry Like the Wolf.
I mean, you kind of notice as well that Crockett's dress sense really changes as well. I mean, he still pops up in the pastel suit, but he starts to lean into the jeans more as well, with the back pockets ripped off. You know, even a denim jacket with these like white suede brogues with no laces on them. It's still fucking boiling hot, and having laces tightens up on the feet and it makes it hotter. So yeah, he's still kind of got a little bit. He's still trying to sort of like wear something breathable and keep the heat off him. But Tubbs, he's really going full pimp daddy in his fucking gear, and he's killing it. He's pulling it right off.
Yeah, no, you're right. That man can wear a suit.
He can, man. I mean, look at that. I mean, usually you're not supposed to wear a patterned shirt with a patterned jacket because it clashes or looks a bit disjointed. But yeah, he pulls it off. But it was good that I think it was good after like episode 2 they got rid of the Sonny Barnett thing, but they did start to sort of like lean into paying off what they were setting up, what the characters had went through in the previous seasons. You know, the losses and the defeats, everything, and the probably the trauma as well that they and the guilt that they've gone through as well, which did really help.
For all the people they've killed.
I don't know, man.
Well, yeah,
I just finished the
people in the last one. He did.
I just finished the season 4 finale, and then yesterday watched the conclusion of the Burnett trilogy. I guess you would call it the Burnett saga. And I gotta tell you, man, that shit left me. I mean, when you compare it to something like, I mean, you even mentioned it, Buffy, with the Angel saga where he goes bad. It's so the Burnett thing is so pedantic and it's so like cornerly written, and like, dude, he'd be doing like federal time. They would just be like, "Oh, you had amnesia. Here's your badge back." It's all good, buddy.
Yeah. The inquest is great, right? He tried to kill 25 people. He's a good cop, though. He came back to the precinct on his own. He tried to kill you. That's really not the point. What?
Yeah, Evangelist, it made sense, though, didn't it? I mean,
jump the shark.
I was surprised they didn't address him as, okay, you're dismissed, Patrolman Castillo. I mean, that was a terrible management job.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's just like what RT just said. I mean, it's really jumping the shark. Like, you can't, I mean, all ideas towards realism. I mean, I'll remind you that this is, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I'll remind you this is the season where they have the fucking Miracle Man vigilante fucking superhero episode.
Miracle Man.
It's just like, anyway, we got to get to the list. I only have this conference room for an hour and a half, so we got to start.
Yeah, we're going to get straight onto it as well. So yeah, I think top to bottom.
But before then, I'll quickly say I finished Lord of Toxicity's book. If anyone here hasn't got it, either on the panel or the chat, get it. The conclusion is fantastic, and nobody writes gunfights like Lord of Toxicity.
Hell yeah! Thank you, my friend.
I just had to plug. I just sneak that plug in, and I'm happy to do it again. Yeah, good read, very good read. All right, onto the list.
Good, snuck that one in, right? Just like Pedro Pascal. Very, very smooth plugging.
How dare you put my book? How dare you put my book and Pedro Pascal in the same sentence, you bastard?
Yeah, how dare they put Tubbs in Neelix's outfit? But I digress.
They cast Pedro Pascal as Jimmy Mack. Oh God.
Probably fucking customers in both roles here. So, yeah.
I was waiting to see him show up at the end of this season. I'm like, he's 20 by the end of this show. Is he going to show up? Is it everything else?
Yeah, he just shows up in every fucking old movie way before he was even a fucking sperm in his daddy's balls. Who knows?
He's in Buffy.
Yeah, he is. He is. We're gonna get to that soon.
We're almost there. Actually, that's what's
So yeah, without further ado, we will jump straight into our top 5 episodes. So top to bottom, since I'm at the top and I host it, I will go first because it's my stream. So number 5 is Bad Timing. Obviously, Sonny Crockett is suffering. He's pretty much gone fucking nuts. He's struggling to remember what happened as well. He's feeling guilt over all the bad shit he did as Sonny Burnett. So he starts to take a nice little holiday and even sparks up a nice little romance with some sparky countryside redhead who's smoking fucking hot. But some escaped convicts start causing trouble and now he has to deal with it and they've kidnapped her and yeah, things have gone tits up for him. He can't catch a break, but it's nothing brilliant, nothing special, but it is a good, fun, action-packed adventure as well. I like the actress who plays the redhead. I will get her up. What's her name?
I'll get
I think
her
it's
up.
Melissa Leo.
Melissa.
Well, I think it's Academy Award winner Melissa Leo. She's in that episode. If
it is,
she's
yeah,
not
she
that
used to be
role,
yeah, that's it.
smoking hot.
Melissa Leo. And
she has an Academy Award from The Boxer with, or is it The Fighter, the one with Christian Bale
Fighter,
and Mark
The
Wahlberg.
Fighter. Yeah, The
Thank
Fighter.
you.
Was she the mother? Was she the mother?
Yeah,
in
she
that
was
movie?
the mother. She was.
She,
Yeah.
was she said thank you for the
Love
effing
that movie.
Academy Award. Remember? She
Yeah.
walked up and said, "Oh,
Great
effing
movie.
shit."
Yeah, she's great. She's probably and you know that was a lot of people acting their asses off. In
Oh,
that.
God, yeah.
Even Marky Mark was even halfway decent in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a career performance. She
When
is
you're
really
acting
hot
around-
young though.
Bale,
I
Amy Adams, and Melissa Leo. Your game just gets licked today.
Yeah,
God, can you imagine? We're gonna see Nicolas Cage and Christian Bale share the screen in that Madden biopic that's coming
I
up.
look forward to that.
can't-
Right? I don't give a shit
I
about
can't
American
wait for that.
football, but I still watch it. Yeah.
I hate American football, but I've got to see that.
Yeah, even fucking Dead Meat's in this episode as well. Dead Meat, William O'Leary here.
Oh,
RT,
really?
was there a landslide down in there in New Zealand or something? Are you underneath? Are you talking to us from underneath like a submarine? What's going on, buddy? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just that, just trying a different setup for the microphone today, and it's
Okay.
not that successful, unfortunately.
Yeah, got
I'll do my best.
you, thankfully, so that's not so bad. But yeah, it's has anyone else got this on their list?
I
think you
did.
are, Steve.
No.
This is my number one, actually. I thought it was
No
great.
shit.
Yeah,
Really?
this was a gem that was as good as episodes from previous seasons, but you have to do a lot of work to watch it because it's so many crazy changes of circumstance have happened in previous episodes that you would never know. And the only thing that went through my mind, other than wow, that's Melissa Leo. She has what a smoke show.
Yeah.
Is Sonny trying out? Is he trying out for the role? Is Don Johnson trying out for the role of Jim Morrison? Is that why he's got that crazy hair? Because he's got like this
he was doing
wild
this-
mane of hair.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
very
doing
Bon
this
Jovi.
movie. He was doing this movie at the time. By the way, those are extensions too. By the way,
Hello, Richard. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Are
just
they?
I'm just busting his balls, Rachel. It's an ongoing joke with RT with the, but
What's
I
the-
also busted the shit out of fucking Neb's balls back when he used to.
What?
Yeah,
Spring
it was
from a
bad. It
potato.
was fucking bad.
We got to be honest here. Think about how hot it is down there and how humid. We've all been to Miami. I've been to, well, I mean, everyone in America has been to Miami, I'm guessing, right? And
I
it
used
is
to
just a
live near
hot
there.
and
Yeah.
when I get off the plane from New York to Miami, I say to myself, in about 4 or 5 hours, I'm going to have completely different hair. And I always do. So how they were able to give them good hair all the time, I mean, Tubbs okay, but, Crockett, I don't know.
Well, Crockett or not Crockett, sorry. Don Johnson was filming a movie at the time where he was playing an undercover detective for going like taking down. He was trying to start his action movie thing, and he was trying to take down the white supremacist group or some shit like that. Like that was going on kind of around the same time that he was doing this. So like he'd have to wear a different set of hair in this. So a lot of the times you see him with this shit, a lot of it's extensions. So that's why it's at least seemingly consistent. Because in real life, you're right. If he was down in that Florida muggy humidity, that shit would be all over the place. So,
They're touching up his hair nonstop. They had a
Facts.
lot of hair and makeup on this, and they probably had to have out-of-town water just to rinse his hair with, because the water in Miami at that time was still pretty hard and smelled like eggs.
Yeah. I mean, I like this episode. It's not in my top. 4 or 5 just because at this point, I don't know about y'all, but I was really in the fucking, Sonny Crockett Burnout. I see what I did there with that Burnout. But I was tired of seeing him. I was tired of his fucking story. I was tired of his brooding, moody bullshit. I want to be a cop. I don't want to be a cop. I can't be a cop. I can't be anything else but a cop. So all of that stuff, it just kind of like, I don't know, dude. I was already kind of checked out by the time I got to this season and this episode. But I mean, it's a good episode.
I agree with you on the whole thing about what the hell do you want to do with your life, which is why this episode stood out. It's like, at least he's thinking over the fact he should never have taken this job. At least he's thinking over the fact that he enjoyed being the drug lord more than he enjoys being a cop. And the other, there's a little tiny piece of the Sweet Tech story in there that runs through the season. This is a good episode. Like, Sweet Tech's in it for like a minute. I think he's like, does he yell at his TV because he can't cover his action and then pick up a phone and say he'll be there? Like, that's all he does. But
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
not gonna lie. Even the Sweet Tech gambling thing is just maybe because they don't really pay it off and they rush it and it's spliced into other episodes and it's very, very clearly.
There's your Sweet Tech show. That's why they didn't want to. You know what I mean?
Something for Sweet Tech that probably wasn't too considerate to his character. Consistent to his character.
I can buy that he'd be a gambler.
I bought it. No, he was bad. The thing is, it's the same year as the movie Bad Lieutenant. They saw that movie and they imposed it on him, the Harvey Keitel one.
Now, Bad Lieutenant came out in like 94 or 3.
It's 90 or 91. But it still might be before. But let's just say there's more than a passing similarity to the way both behave.
Oh, sure. And I don't have a problem with the concept of it. I just felt like it was shoehorned in a lot. And I know for a fact from the trivia on IMDb, because I researched a lot of these episodes that I talk about, I know they spliced it in there after the fact. So it's not handled very well. So that's my only problem with it.
Yeah, it's edited well, but it's not storied well. You're right.
Yeah, so RTNZ, Teag, you've already mentioned your views on this episode. RT, yeah, I think you had this on as well, didn't you? Your top 5?
Bad Timing, no. Bad Timing is one that, sorry, I'm just having some audio issues.
No,
Bad Timing is one that did not feature on my list. Yeah, probably because I counted. Hey.
Hello?
He was sounding good there for a second.
Yeah, I know it was coming. I was going.
He had beautiful radio voice for a moment.
Yeah, for a moment in time, he sounded.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't have this on his top 5 though. So since he didn't, and so far he's not coming back to us, I might have to move on to your number 5 then, Lord Toxicity.
So here's the thing with this. I'm gonna go ahead and I only have a top 4. Because I can't in good conscience say top 5, because the one that would have been my 5 is the one that is the CCH Pounder one with the human traffic kid. But I've not actually seen that episode because it didn't originally air and I've only seen clips of it. So that would have been my 5. If you want me to discuss what I know about it, I can. But otherwise, if you want like my legitimate top episodes, I can start at 4. It's your show, so you tell me what you want to do.
Well, if you can only get 4 and you was going to have 5, okay, we'll have to go to 4 anyways. Yes, I'll start with me going to 4. We'll start with me going to 4, then we'll go down to you going to 4, and let us know when you need to bounce out, because I know you need to. You want a bit of a schedule.
4 from him.
Yeah.
So,
you're back, RT. Fucking nice.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, just having some audio issues, but
no, you sound good.
You know the Earth's turning, and I'm on the bottom, so thank you.
You sound great.
That's the first time.
Sound fantastic. Yeah.
So, I think I was trying to say.
Confession. I have a confession. I only have 4 as well. I only have 4 as well.
No, you don't. You got 5.
But one is Free Fall Part 2.
Yeah, but hang on a second. But technically,
that's one episode.
You got 6.
One story. It's one episode.
Because Redemption and Blood and Hostile Takeover are 2 separate episodes.
Okay,
that's the
then I have
Crockett
2.
arc, right?
Yeah, Free Fall.
You got
Well, actually,
and you and I both have Heart of Night, or Cœur de Nuit, as you put it.
I have that as well, actually.
Yeah.
Do you?
So, yeah,
Well, I think
RT, since
you
you're
should
back,
talk about that.
RT, since you're back, we'll go on to your number 5 then, since Bad Timer wasn't in your number 5 as well. So,
Do you know it's funny? I really struggled to rate these 1 to 5. Although I think
Same.
it would make the most sense. I think most of us have Free Fall on our list.
Yeah, but we'll mention that last anyway.
I was going to say that chronological because it makes more sense to do that one last. How about we go back to the beginning of the season then? Because I know Teague also has these on his list. So I've got both Hostile Takeover and Redemption in Blood. What can we say about those episodes that hasn't been said?
The Sunny
about Death Valley,
the Sunny Burnett
Yeah,
trilogy.
does that count as one episode?
Yeah.
Because it is kind of like a two-parter, really, isn't it?
It's a
I got
two-parter.
2 words for you: El Gato.
Exactly.
John Polito as the campest evil drug lord ever. I mean, that yeah. There was just something. I remember seeing John Polito with his gloves back in the 80s and going,
I swear they
this?
based I swear they based the drug lord in Vice City Grand Theft Auto off of him. I swear that's who they based that.
Is it the one you have to chainsaw today? I've risen my
No,
life,
he's the one. He's the one you get the he's Cortez.
the mansion from.
Yeah, the one you get the mansion from. I swear that's John Polito is who they based that off of.
Yeah.
I'm a huge.
Thomas is on it as well. Tubbs
I'm
is
a
on
big.
that as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of character actors, right? Like good character actors can make an average production and elevate it, right? And John Polito elevates everything he's in. I watched Highlander with my wife the other day, just for a laugh. He's in
he's
that.
one of the coppers, isn't he?
Miller's Crossing. Miller's Crossing is probably my second favorite Coen Brothers film.
Yeah,
I love Miller's Crossing.
His fucking fucking grandson is hilarious, man. He's like, oh, there's somebody hates you.
Who is he in Highlander? Is he the military?
He's one of the cops.
Is he the militarist?
He's one of the cops.
Oh, he's one of the cops.
No,
he's one of the
he's one of the cops.
detectives. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Who's that bald policeman across the street? No, he's fantastic in Miller's Crossing.
Yeah, he looks almost normal.
Don't give me the hard hat.
Yeah.
He looks a bit like Bob Hoskins.
He is.
Yeah,
he's got that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was openly gay at time in a time where in Hollywood that was
he
not
really?
He's openly gay. Yeah, which informs the look of El Gato as well. It's part of the reason why El Gato is so camp, right? And he refers to himself in the third person, which for me, I really enjoy characters who've got that quirk.
John Polito isn't happy.
El Gato.
Admiral Teag does that.
Yeah, but so yeah, he's dead now, God rest his soul. But he was a big part of me enjoying those episodes. And Matt Frewer, I love an episode any show where Matt Frewer gets beat up or killed. I mean,
any show where Matt Frewer wears a wig is also a plus.
Yeah,
that was a great wig. It's Alan Dershowitz wig.
Yeah, he's always got some good appearances as well. In Star Trek: The Next Generation, as this like historian sort of space traveler guy, and
evil Doctor Who. Yeah,
Sid the Squid as well in Batman the Animated Series, the guy who killed Batman.
My headcanon for that Star Trek character is that it's Rachel Ziegler's father, because he's like, we're going back to where I come from, New Jersey.
Yeah, he's an absolute scumbag in this as well, but you do love him. You just love how he is an unapologetic fucking asshole.
Yeah, so those guys elevate these two. I mean, maybe we should talk about them together, because I know Teague's got the Crockett redemption arc. I mean, it's as Toxicity has said already, it's complete nonsense that he could just walk into the station and, oh, Sonny, you're back. We really missed you. Oh, you killed some people. Oh, that's okay, buddy.
They would have had guns on him when he showed up. They would have had guns out and on him. Like, put the gun on the ground, Sonny, and come forwards very, very slowly with your hands out.
Well, they did. They did all draw down on him, and then he clobbered Stan and then buggered off. So, but yeah, I mean, and of course he saves Tubbs. From.
I would just suggest that aside from Trudy and Gina, every single member of this detective squad is compromised, very, very dirty, and possibly a murderer.
Possibly. How many? Sonny Burnett must
Captain
have a really
Castillo
high
was
kill
like
count.
tripping on voodoo when he took those lives in season 2.
Oh yeah. So anyway, this it brings this ridiculous storyline to an end, in a reasonably satisfying, if not realistic way, and big ups to them for that. I mean, they really wrote themselves into a corner with Sonny Goes Bad, and then they had to do something with it, And the little cliffhanger, where Tubbs goes into the tower to make the deal, and then the thugs hear the gunshots, and we all assume that Sonny shot Tubbs. Anyway, I like conclusions. I like stories that bring themselves to a natural resolution, and this was about as natural as you were going to get with such a ridiculous turn of events. So yeah, you can call it 4 and 5 if you want, or just 5. But yeah, I'm going to go with Hostile Takeover.
Well, I think it's
and Redemption
two-parter,
of Blood.
so it counts
Yeah.
as one story. So we'll count it
All
as
right.
just a 5. So
What does everybody else think about this, though? That's enough from me.
I think I don't think that's Don Johnson does a good job playing a villain. He looks like he's having fun, just really going at it.
I'll agree with that. I agree with that.
But it is ridiculous as well, though. I mean, it went on way too long, and it kind of gives me the belief. It kind of gives me the opinion that it should have ended after Sonny killed, Hackman in season 4, because he's crossed the line now. He's executed someone. He's broken his code. He's broken his broken his oath as well. And they should have probably maybe had Sonny Crockett just maybe take a hiatus from Miami Vice for a little bit, and then have him come back and redeem himself, maybe. But it is what it is, and we've got what we've got. It's not the best, but it's there.
Yeah, he is good. Don Johnson is really good at playing villains, and you need no other. If you've not seen it yet, 2024's Rebel Ridge, where he plays a crooked sheriff, he's fucking fantastic in it. And that's just a great movie altogether, and shockingly good for a Netflix original film. So, if you have a chance, check that out. But I think he missed his calling. I think he should have started playing villains earlier. I know he kind of parlayed this into Nash Bridges later, and I'm not going to say that I haven't watched Nash Bridges and enjoyed it, kind of Miami Vice light, so to speak. But I think he missed out on an opportunity to switch over and start playing villains. I know it really wasn't done that way. If you had an 80s hero or anti-hero, they didn't usually jump into villainous roles, but I think he had the edge for it. I would have liked to see more of that.
Cruz should play villains. I think we're all fans of Collateral here.
Oh yeah,
that's got to be one of his best performances.
He's at his best when he's at his darkest. It really is.
I'm willing to bet you. I don't want to go off on a tangent on that, but I've been willing to bet you now that this, his career is kind of gone to its peak with whatever,
He's
Top
about
Gun.
to have a new career high. I'm sorry. I thought you meant Don Johnson. Don Johnson's about to be in a Taylor Sheridan show.
No, Don Johnson's great. No, I was talking about since you mentioned Cruz, I was going to say with the Mission Impossible series pretty much wrapped up as far as I know, I could really see Cruz in his twilight years playing a bunch of villains. I could definitely see that. I think it gets done. I think it's really well done when you see that. I just did a review and I haven't posted it yet of Relay, and they had Sam Worthington playing a bad guy. I think when you see someone who's a hero play heroes a lot, protagonists a lot, and then they switch over to antagonist roles, I dig that. Like RT said, fucking Collateral is amazing, and I would like to see more of that. I think when it's done right, and most of the time it is, I like it. I like the Burnett thing, but because I knew where it was going. Back in the 80s, I was enthralled. Like when season 4 wrapped, I was like, what are they going to do? And then watching this the other day at work, I had it on the big TV up at the bar at work. And I was just like, this is just trash, bro. Like this is so ridiculous. He'd be so many federal indictments. It's crazy. I was just like, come on, man. But I was like, all right, whatever. Let's get to the rest of the episode so I can make the list.
I always feel a bit sorry for John Polito as well because he's always sweating. He looks like he's about to fucking pass out at every single
He
appearance.
does.
Fucking fat, bro. That's what us fat people do in the heat, bro. We sweat.
He looks like he's really sweating. I mean, he's just like
he's really fat.
man.
Dude, Florida
That's
is
just
not
Florida.
kind to fat people.
Or anyone. It made me into a fat person because I had to drink so much water. I went from 140 to 200 pounds.
There you go. This chick's hot though. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
She's hot.
I like his like Klaus the Goldfish haircut in this, where he's got the little ponytail.
Yeah.
And all I want to say is on this one, he works around drugs. Couldn't he have just been on drugs and had a fever dream where he didn't commit like something that would have gone wall to wall for 3 years on network TV as the trial of the century, where he kills so many people, starts a drug war, kills cops. I mean, there's nothing untouched. What the only thing he didn't do was like, a bunch of fruit a woman.
Right. The only thing I can really, I mean, there really was nothing else they could have done that would have satisfied me absent of he does time and like they have like a 5-year time jump where he serves time in the feds but winds up getting it overturned some kind of way because of
still couldn't be a cop.
No, but like, and he gets out and he's a private investigator or something like that. Like, that's the only thing that I could
changes his name to Nash Bridges, joins the witness protection program. By the way,
why don't
Google Yasmin Bleeth now?
Start an episode where he just walks out of the shower in the morning and goes, "Gosh, what a terrible dream I just had."
That's what I think. I honestly use drugs to make this into a holodeck adventure. Just be like, what happened? Well, Sonny, someone slipped something into your drink, and while you were out cold, they jabbed you up full of something else, and while you were on that, they put some acid in your mouth. So you had like a triple drug experience. You're lucky to be alive. What do you remember? It was weird.
He was in a coma after the He was in a coma after the explosion. None of it happened.
That would have been better.
I would say that I hate that it was all a dream trope. I would say that
it is terrible.
Something where they bring in some favor from a doctor, expert witness, and say, "Okay, this is why Detective Crockett would have believed," and like done like a whole thing, like, and then had like Castillo bring in a favor of somebody from the CIA that he knew back in the day that was just like, yeah, so we pumped him full of this drug that made him think he was really this guy and blah blah, like, and then maybe that, but I mean they didn't bother with that. It's basically like what the Admiral says. He just kind of just saunters into the thing like, okay, I'm good now.
I'm off the holodeck, Captain. The fantasy's over and I'm ready to fly the ship again. I didn't do any of those terrible things. It was just the holodeck, sir.
Clock is ticking. Let's flush this turd. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah, we're moving on now.
Moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, part 1 and part 2, kind of a one conversation, right? Like it's
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Yeah,
part 1's better.
episodes.
Everyone agrees.
Agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got 2 episodes as well, so there is a lot to cover. So
He looks like Emilio Estevez right there, doesn't he?
yeah, shit, man. So number four is The Cell Within. Now I've got to admit, this it does get a bit ridiculous when you've got this ex-criminal, this ex-gangster who's definitely got some remorse for all the bad stuff he's done, and he's struck up this friendship with Tubbs, which might be a little bit implausible, depending, but it does touch a little bit on consequences and how criminals sort of think they can get away with it as well, because they don't seem to have a conscience with weighing up the destruction that they do to people. But let's get the actual episodes up. Season 5 keeps going on till the full season for some reason. Damn, I hate when this happens every time. Look, see, that just pops up at the last minute when I'm about to click on something.
If you don't download the IMDb app, they really make it difficult on you. If you try to use a web browser to look at IMDb, they really make it hard as fuck on you to navigate through that bitch.
And I'm terrified of their movie. I'm terrified of their movie trailers, right? Like it starts to run. Like what's the rules on that one?
I don't know.
Yeah,
no.
I try to scroll down right away.
The only thing I want out of IMDb really is their trivia. Other than that, I don't really use it for much of anything. I mean, I've got it open right now, but it's such a pain in the ass, especially when you're on StreamYard, because they start to go to war with each other a lot of the times.
Yeah, like it takes up a lot of like megabyte space or some shit like that.
Yeah,
that explains a whole lot.
I'm always interested in shooting locations, so that's what I use it for.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to this episode, I do like the themes it's touching on as well. I mean, John P. Ryan really sells it here as this former guy who really does want to try, and he really does want to redeem himself as well. And his motivations isn't totally unbelievable. I mean, he is very sympathetic, and but he's killing this fucking prostitute as well, just because she's a bit of an idiot who uses her pussy and that's it. But and she's just a young kid.
As he should.
I mean, who hasn't done that to blow off Steve, to be fair?
But I don't like the fact that it does have the conflicting ideals between him and Tubbs as well, because even though Tubbs is just as disgusted by these criminals that don't care who they harm, just as he is still a cop as well. He realizes what he's doing is a bit more insane as well, and he is basically killing people with his own. He's basically indulging more of his own prejudice. And I really like that as well. I mean, you got fucking Billy Gunn's, Tommy Gunn's manager from Rocky V, as well as his right hand man, and he really fucking badly mistreats badly. But yeah, it is one of the few episodes that actually had a very good idea as well, and it was executed in a very ridiculous way. But at the same time, you can still see there's something very thought provoking in there as well. And some of the criminals do deserve their what they get as well. I mean, you got a fucking liberal psychiatrist who lets criminals off because they had a bad childhood, but they're still using that to cause more harm. You got a guy who's a drug dealer and he's selling to kids and he's making excuses about it. And it's one thing he hates as well. But that is one of the few episodes that is actually touching on a very interesting idea. So it's definitely made my number 4. Has anyone else got this on their top 5?
No, sorry.
I did manage to see it. I don't have it on my list, but I did notice I liked it. It came in the midst of a bunch of real mind-numbing ones, so it might have gotten lost in that way. But I did like what you brought up, like the Dexter aspect to his criminality.
Yeah, and I like that speech he makes as well. As like, why I kept doing what I'm doing, because I could get away with it. And yeah, there was he plays it so well. He really does sell this total psycho, thinks he's trying to do some good, but really he's just kind of making it worse. Yeah,
I think this, in a lot of these episodes, people understand that this is going to be it for Miami Vice. Like, for instance, with the Tubbs, I'm sorry, the Burnett arc, that's all directed by Don Johnson, so his bad performance is on him both ways. So this one was better directed. I don't know who did this one.
Yeah, let's get down to the director, Michael B. Hogan. Let's have a look at his work as well. He's done Homefront. He's done Slaughter and Milieu.
Homefront's a good show.
Pretender, yeah. The Pretender.
Pretender was a good show.
Yeah.
This guy keeps working.
Don't get me started on the Pretender.
He's prolific enough that we could say he was a professional. We have fallen a long way. Remember, season 2's premiere episode, the fantastic New York arc where we were all enthralled and it was beautifully filmed. That's Paul Michael Glazer from Starsky and Hutch. He doesn't even show up this season. They can't pay him. And he's just like, get out of here, man. There's other cop shows paying me. He's probably overworking for Dick Wolf at Law and Order.
Yeah.
So is there anything you want to discuss about this episode, or shall we move on to top 6 and number 4?
Let's move it on. Pull up my slide.
Pull up your slide. Okay, is it this one? Have a look.
Here we go.
Is that the title of your next book?
See, look, he's dressed as himself again. Look.
Is this the one that was picking as your number 4? Shall I move a little bit?
This is my number 4. It's The Lost Madonna, and it's motherfucking Vic Mackey. Michael Chiklis is up in this bitch, playing a New York detective. It's a whole contrived art for dope for art type thing. It's really dumb premise, but it's still cool to see Vic Mackey in there. And there's another actor, and his name is playing Joey Scianti is Peter Dobson, who you probably would recognize from The Frighteners, but where I know him from the most was he was in a USA TV show called Protect My Family, or it was like a real life scenario where this guy used his family to do undercover missions for the FBI because that was the only way that he knew to protect them. And I really liked that. Oh, it was called Cover Me. And it only got the 24 episodes, but it was so good. And I just really like this episode. It's great to see Vic Mackey and other stuff. At this time, I think this was right around the time he had the commish going on, and I liked that version of Chickless. I mean, of course, we all love the Vic Mackey Chickless, but he's great in this. I mean, some of the
greatest Ben Grimm ever too.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been thinking that. I rewatched one of those Fantastic Four movies the other day for comparison. Yeah. And they're so much better than the current one.
Ian Bruford and him were very good. I thought they were all very good, to be honest.
I wonder, did they consult their like dress? Because if you look at Whitehead is his character's name, you look at his outfit and then with the earring and stuff like that, he's almost identical. Go back to season 1 with Tubbs, and it's almost the same suit and then with an earring. So it's just like, so this is what detectives from New York look like when it's really not. But and then there's a dumbass.
I agree with that. That's a good take.
Him putting on Jamaican drag to try to escape in the airport, and then Schianti goes after him. And it's I'm here to tell you, Miami International, and they have that whole open area thing. Listen, there's no such thing as any big open space like that in Miami International Airport. Like, that doesn't exist. There's literally people everywhere. It's one of the busiest airports in the world. But that stuff aside, I do like this episode. I like all the side characters. I like the story. I mean, it is like I said, it's contrived, art for drug money, things like that. But it is cool to see Chickless, and that's why it made it to my number 4.
Yeah, it's completely different to his Vic Mackey character. He's such a fop in this as well. It's like, you don't appreciate the art, do you? I like to have a nice wine.
Mr. Schianti, I would recommend that you do not do this. So, but this is my it's my number 4.
Yeah, it's more of a funny episode. I think I almost was going to put this in my top 5.
It's a candy episode.
Yeah. It's a fun episode. It sort of takes a break from all the Sonny Crockett is still haunted by the murder he did, and that. And you can just have a good laugh as well, because sometimes you do need that occasionally as well before you start getting back to the serious stuff.
Also, trivia, this is when this episode aired, this is when everyone was told, including the general public, that Miami Vice would not be renewed and was in fact being canceled. So by episode 14, everybody knew.
Yeah, and it's for the best as well. It had a really good run. It became popular. It kind of made the 80s in a way as well, the way the 80s made that. And I think that's why having it set in the modern day these days is kind of like... kind of holds it back from being, from carrying on being successful, because the 80s is basically what Miami Vice is all about. It gave it its personality. Very hard.
All right, I got 45 minutes. Let's rock.
Yeah, all right. So
go to your next slide. Your next slide is probably on my list and Teague's.
Is that okay? It's your show.
Yeah, it's Luke's show.
Yeah, so how long you got left, Toxic? Anyway,
I got exactly 50 minutes to have this conference room before they start moving people in here. So they're doing a wedding
Still
tonight.
got a bit of time then. Okay, so anyone else got this episode on their list?
No, I watched it. I liked it. I just want to say really quickly, have we noticed now that when he's in his fever dream having amnesia, he also has an undercover gun that is black? That's the only thing I would add. This is the return of his real gun.
Yeah,
he has a gunmetal black Glock when he's undercover. It's like, wow, this character wants to survive, unlike the guy who buys one discontinued weapon after another. Whatever it might have been.
I did notice that he used a different weapon when he was Burnett. He had a Colt Commander.
There you go.
A really good gun.
Is it the only? But that would make it the only gun ever used by Crockett that was not recalled the year it was built. I mean, so that was not discontinued after 1 year because it was unreliable.
No, that's actually a really good, competent, great way. It shows up in Terminator 2. The Arnold version Terminator uses it a lot in that, and then hands it over to what's her name? I
like that gun better. It looked cool as hell. It's better than his bling gun.
It's a great weapon. Yeah, it's a great weapon.
It's very much more a cop's gun. He's got the drug dealer gun now, and the cop gun when he's a drug dealer. It's really confused.
That's an interesting juxtaposition. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so since it's no one this is not on anyone else's list. We will move on to number 3. So, Too Much Too Late. One of the RT, you're number 4.
Well, actually, I'm gonna do us all a solid. Because I haven't really ordered mine.
My mistake, Teag, you're number 4. I do apologise.
Oh, cut me off my prime. Cut me off my prime.
I went down too far.
Nah, it's all right. It's all good, man. It's your stream.
Teag, number 4.
Teag.
Number 4.
I enjoyed Too Much Too Late. I thought that I was watching the goodbye for the show. Then I did more research and watched the other 2 episodes that were intended to end the show. But I was like, what a weird and surreal way to end this show. Do they go on to like merge it into the X-Files? But I like the closure with Pam Grier, bringing her back. The things that are pulling Tubbs back to New York. He's got a big surprise when the NYPD like tells him they've been watching TV and know that he's killed like 30 people. But I mean, I did like the fact
OCB, buddy.
Yeah, it's like there's like how many like alligators are going to go hungry now that you and your partner are out of business down there, you madman. But I thought that it was cool that we connected him to his past, and even though they're not in it much, like especially Edward James, almost sort of, the man should command a fleet. He just has that gravitas.
Indeed.
Even when he's saying indefensible things like, I've always known Sonny was a good cop. So the cops investigating him when he lies to protect Sonny and says he's a good cop.
Yeah. I mean, was he lying just to the investigator? Or was
he has to be. He has to be because there's dialogue in there that contradicts the characters. For instance, Sonny is at work after being cleared, and Trudy says to him, or is it Gina, "Oh my gosh, you work on Sundays?" And the words before that were Castillo's like, "Sonny is my best, most dedicated cop. He's a great cop." And then she's like, "Wow, you actually came to work on a Sunday?" I'm like, wow, that immediately undercut what they just said. The undercover cop's so involved he could take every weekend off. It's like, "I'm sorry, Captain, I got Miami Dolphins tickets. I gotta go to the game."
All right.
What? What's just happening?
I think I've gobsmacked our host, or he had the StreamYard freeze because he opened IMDb. He's in control.
IMDb's the culprit again.
Could be. It's active.
I was waiting for you to finish what you were saying. Is that it? I thought it was more than.
I'm sorry, I'm an American.
There are moments like that
like
on Teague streams where he's ranting about some nonsense, and you're just listening to see where he's going. But it's hilarious, It's definitely worth listening to. You got to tune into his streams because.
No, thank you for the endorsement. Yeah, you know what it is? I'm an American. I always sound like there's more to it. No, that's it. That's all I had to say on that one.
You got to learn how to land the plane, Admiral. You got to learn how to land the plane. Did not make my list, Northern, but I do know a cool piece of trivia. Around this time is when. So if you guys know the term EGOT, that was actually coined by
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yep, that's right. When the person's done it all basically in show business, and Philip Michael Thomas is the guy that coined that acronym. He came up with it.
No,
really? 30 Rock satirized this as well, where Tracy Jordan was trying to do it, and he tries to steal a Whoopi Goldberg's fucking award as well. It's like
because he's got about as much chance of winning one of those as Steven Seagal does. Right. Oh my god.
Yeah,
but he's intrinsically linked. Oh my god, yeah.
He obviously had a bit of an ego, just like Don Johnson was a little bit as well, because there were the big fucking dogs.
He definitely had an ego, but I'll tell you what, man, I really feel like Philip was the only one not phoning it in this last season. He was still giving
the only season he got the same pay as Don. Right? He's like, F you, I finally achieved something. This season is where I prove that I can be my own solo show. Yeah. And he took advantage of it.
I'm gonna get my EGOT. But yeah, no, he coined the phrase right after this other episode with Pam Grier. So he was telling people in the trades, he was like, I'm gonna get an EGOT, and he's actually never been nominated for any of those awards. Oh, wow.
It's kind of a shame because
I gotta give it up to him.
Charisma. He's got some mad charisma, and look at him. The dude looks fucking good. I want that so. He looks the fucking bollocks in it. He really does. And him and Pam Grier, they do still have some good chemistry in this episode. And
I drink Pam Grier's dirty bathwater for sure. Like, god damn. I'll bet you. back in her day, I bet she was like Sex Panther. Just fucking 60% of the time, it works every time.
That moment when they locked toes, right?
Yeah.
In their love
I
scene.
remember that in New York. Yeah. Mr. E, thanks for joining us as well. Yeah, entertaining you. We will try, like Toxic's just saying. I hope we are entertaining you. But are you not entertained? It's not what I hear. But yeah, this is in my number 3 as well. I don't know if anyone else has that in the number 3.
No, I did know that trivia from it, but I didn't know. It's not really an episode that really blew my squirt up.
No, well, if Fatty's not answering, then I assume it isn't. But it is in my number 3 as well because it does.
No,
it's one of these episodes that does take a very fucking dark turn. It takes a very risky turn as well, and I kind of like the little twist that it's the daughter that killed the mother because she pimped her as well, which was crazy, man, as well. And CCH Pounder really does play it well. She plays this very sort of like very repulsive woman who you kind of feel sorry for, but at the same time you're like, yeah, you're messed up. You deserve to die. You really do. It's
yeah. I mean, again, had I seen it, so this was banned actually originally. You only could see it upon rewatch. And so if you remember, I watched all this show in real time, and I've only seen clips of it subsequent, and then like certain episodes popped up here and there where I'm able to legally watch them legally. But beyond that, I've not rewatched the show since I did in the original time. And back then, that episode was actually banned because of the subject matter. But I mean, I've seen I guess this would have been an honorable mention for me to get into the top 5.
This one is it shows up 7 or 8 months after the show wraps on basic cable. I guess they tried to make an event of it. They withheld the last episode so it would recur in the sequence of the rerun. Maybe I don't know why they waited so long.
It's been referred to in the lore as the Miami Vice lost episode. That's what it's referred to.
There's 4 of them. Everything after Freefall is considered lost. And Freefall, remember, was 2 episodes, but they ran it the same night for the first. They wanted the show gone. Because there was a show called Baywatch and another show called Quantum Leap that they wanted to put on. That's the replacements.
Facts.
Yeah, it's a shame as well that this episode didn't air as well because it kind of gives it kind of does sort of like give a final bit of character development for Pam Grier's character as well because she's basically covered up this little girl's murder. She has broken the law again. I mean, it's bad enough she's fucking.
She doesn't break as many laws as Sunny, but she's running for sure.
Yeah, she does turn her badge in as well because she can't be a cop. She's murdered someone, even though he was a scumbag who killed her sister.
Yeah,
and she's covered up a murder, which is very understandable as well because it's a little girl, and the little girl did have a good motive. Her mother pimped her to some scumbag.
Yeah,
but she's still a cop. She's broken her oath. She's crossed that line now. She can't be a cop anymore. And it was a very good sort of little thing that's eventually would mirror Sunny and
Crockett. Her work in this episode is what got her in the Steven Seagal premiere film.
Nico Above the Law. She was the best thing in that movie. But her giving in the badge does sort of mirror Crockett and Tubbs throwing their badge away in free fall. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a moment, huh? That was a moment.
Make it through the night. Pam Grier's leaving him now. I'm so sad.
So, number 3.
Yep, number 3.
I'm going to keep us on task, boys. Number 3, I have a slide and I have a clip down below if you want to pull them up.
Okay, let's get this.
No, I read the private chat. You'll get no more side quests from me.
Yeah, good call because I think it's on all our lists.
Yeah, I think I speak for everybody when I say a Castillo-driven episode that completely sidelines Sunny, especially in these later seasons, is definitely a blessing. Castillo really could have had his own show. I mean, I think
so say we all.
Yeah.
I think Edward James Olmos, and he didn't get a big head. At this point now, Stand and Deliver had already come out. He was very, very popular. People were, all passing around VHS copies of Blade Runner. He's a very non-traditional leading man type, with that horrible acne scarred face and, in the mustache and things like that. But he's got a great voice and he just has a lot of presence. when he's on screen. Plus, I love watching him in his fucking suit doing kung fu. So if you want to pull up the clip,
me
I think you
too.
can get away with it. I gotta.
I'm
clip
right
down
there
below.
with you. I'm right there with you on that one.
Put up the fair use banner.
Here it goes.
It's the music that'll get you. Turn it off.
Yeah, kill the music. I got it. Huh, kung fu. I will teach you the ways of kung fu.
Ow! 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 That hurt you, dick.
Woo!
Yeah,
that is not
killed
easy
it.
to do in a
Look at it.
three-piece suit. I'm gonna tell you right now, that is not easy to do.
Yeah, no, because there's a very limited movements in a three-piece suit, and this
well,
comes from
two-piece
someone who
suit.
likes to wear his suits.
Yeah. No, he definitely would have ripped a crotch in that thing. But yeah, this guy coming at him with the 2x4, and Castillo's like, "Bring it, bitch."
He probably goes to the same tailor as fucking John Wick. You know, he gets a tactical suit.
Yeah, he's like, I blocked that 2x4 with my hand.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you how I stand and deliver.
Yeah, it's not in the top 5, but I do like it gives a bit of closure, and he gets to get back with his wife as well, which was pretty cool.
It's a brutal episode, though. It's brutal.
It's great.
That episode.
I like his whole connection to the Asian culture and things like that. I thought that was very, very interesting. Again, I could watch a whole I would watch a whole thing, and he's horribly sidelined in season 5. That's another reason I don't like season 5. There's like 4 or 5 episodes where Castillo's just not even fucking in it, and it really grinds my gears. But yeah, that's my number 3.
Okay then. Who else has got a number 3? Have I missed anyone?
Well, this one's my number 3 as well. It's just great episode. Man, it's Bob Gunn. Let's just talk about character actors. Bob Gunton is in this.
Yes.
Bob Gunton was a Vietnam veteran.
I did know that. Yes.
Yeah, he was decorated for one particular battle he participated in that was particularly horrendous, but he showed bravery. I don't know how military commendations work in the United States Army. But he received a medal of some sort of distinction for it. And of course, in Star Trek terms, because we always go back to Star Trek, fantastic character actor who played Captain Benjamin Maxwell in The Wounded. Often known for playing nasty authority figures. There's the Warden. Yeah, Bob Gunton, what a terrific actor, and he really elevates stuff that he's in, even with his ridiculous Latin accent in this.
Oh yeah, he's fucking firing on cylinders, this actor. Every time I see him, he always looks like he's having fun playing these like insufferable assholes. I think the only time I saw him play a very decent guy was Ace Ventura when Nature Calls, and even then he was kind of like a red herring.
Star Trek. In Star Trek, he's a very sympathetic character. Rosalind Chow in this as well.
Yep.
Yeah, she was
not being the
90s.
insufferable Keiko for once.
Right, from the Joy Luck Club.
Rosalind Chow, back when she was still hot, she kind of looked like a 80s versions of Ming Na Wen.
They managed to make her look bad on Star Trek with the weird outfits. Like, they weren't trying. It was just like the weird futuristic outfits like weren't so great. But when we saw like bikini shots of the actress, we're like, okay, like Miles O'Brien wasn't that much of a masochist. He got something back out of this marriage.
The only defense I can really give season 5 is that they took a lot of elements from season 5. For those familiar with the 2006 reboot movie, they took a lot of the elements of season 5 and sandwiched them into the movie. So like the whole the Sonny Burnett getting lost as undercover, and then helping the chick that he had an affair with while he was in that undercover thing, helping her get away. The stuff with the Castillo, well, not in the movie version of it, but the idea that helping out the ex-wife and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's a lot of it's pretty interesting. I just like this episode because it's a Castillo driven episode. There's really no other reason beyond that. I mean, there's cool stuff in it, but I mean, I like it. It's my number 3.
Yeah. Teague, don't you have this one too?
I did have it. The service I had it on had the name in another language, and I thought that they just put it in French to be cool. Which, So I'm glad it really is Keiko, because I was like, Oh wow, man! I could have sworn that's Keiko. There's something just wrong with my perception here. I'm face blind, but okay, so it's Keiko. It was great to see so many Star Trek people. This was a good episode. I do like all the Lieutenant Castillo episodes, and again, yeah, he exudes authority. He cares about his men, although he is just the most detached manager by default of what happens in the show. No matter how the show tries to show him as caring and being on top of it, he has missed every important call, I guess because he pays good attention to his ex-wife's life and he stands up for her and does a good job. I mean, he's cool to her and he happens to crack a few major cases while doing it, but back as a manager at the Miami-Dade vice department, he has like a potentially corrupt gambling cop and two out of control detectives that really have to be a little bit reined in, and he's just not really supervising well at all, no matter how the show tries to show it.
But he's cool. Come on.
He is great. He's got
rule
presence.
Of cool. Rule of
we all
cool
want a fucking
applies
leader
here.
like this guy. He plays by the rules, but at the same time, he doesn't. He's not a total bureaucrat. He still sticks by his own men. He does seem to have a distaste for the fucking asshole lawyers that defend the criminals' rights more than the victims. So yeah,
he fights with a samurai sword. He's cool.
Yeah,
I don't need to go any further.
He can.
The fact that he looks the other way is kind of cool, but like, yeah, maybe he just lacks mentoring. He is cool though. The Sweet Tech thing was a little crazy.
Come on, we all loved him kicking the crap out of that shitty husband. We love that. Come on,
that was awesome.
He never has to shout either. He never has to shout to let you know that he's about to kick your ass or
quiet authority.
Yeah, there was just something about it as well. He looks down a lot. Yeah, he looks down a lot as well. He's always got his eyes down to the floor when he's talking, and yet somehow you can sense a lot about him as well just by that little facial expression.
You're right. When he looks up, he's saying goodbye. He has his conversation with you while he does other things and plays with his phone on his desk, and then he just looks up at Sonny and looks down again, and Sonny knows to just leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's not in my top 5 as well, but I do think this is a good episode as well. So, I think we've gone down to RT with the number 3s now. So we're on our number 2s now, aren't we?
I believe so.
Yeah, Christ, man. Yeah, we really are speeding through us. You might be able to finish this in time, Toxic. So, yeah, number two, World of Trouble. And I think this is another one of the lost episodes as well. But it was good to see Dennis Farina come back as well. And this is basically his episode because, he does take a lot of the focus as well. And it does sort of like call back to, when he even though despite the fact the mob was out to fucking put his head on a fucking pike, he was still willing not to give them up as well, and he's escaped and he's come back as well to see his son, and he has kind of like it has kind of shown that his son's a bit of a hypocrite as well because he had to go at his dad for being a gangster and being into all this dodgy shit, but he's getting into dodgy shit as well with some very dodgy people. But like I said, I do love Dennis Farina in this as well. And he's so likable. He's so charming, and you can tell he's really trying to sort of redeem himself a little bit. And I love his little revenge as well. He tries to sort of like gain some closure with his grandchild, despite the mother not being so happy with him being in his life. And it's very understandable. But and I love how he gets that little redemption when he pulls a Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino by making it look like he's reaching for his gun. But no, he doesn't. But at the same time, I feel he's kind of messed up an investigation as well because it did look like they were about to nail these guys until he showed up. But still, it was good to see Dennis Farina again. He's always a win for me. That's my views on this episode. That's my number 2. Anyone else got this on their list?
I did. I don't have much to add.
I haven't seen this episode actually, as a matter of fact, which is weird.
It's very good. This one, all I want to say is I wouldn't add anything. I thought you captured everything about it, especially Farina. Fantastic performances all around, honestly. And our heroes are a little more present in this in a way they aren't earlier in the season. But we notice they're suffering some consequences. The show's grounded enough. They're not working vice. They're not dressed outlandishly. They're doing body detail while we sort out whether they can ever be allowed back into vice, which I thought was appropriate.
Yeah, fucking good. Yeah, good point as well. And Mr. E,
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Yeah, Mr. E. I saw it when I bought the box set DVD. Yeah, I got that a few years ago. That was when I first started watching it, and I am so glad I invested £60 into that box set. It really is. Still as loyal to
I'm gonna bet you did. I mean, look what O'Brien went through for that.
Oh, not to be read aloud.
You know what, Keiko? You go teach whatever you want at the school at Deep Space Nine. Tell the children whatever you want.
Keiko got cancelled.
Oh, Chris, if I'd known you watched this, I probably would have invited you on. But you know what? I mean, I'm going to do a proper, little episodic review. We just go through it like me and Toxic are doing with Buffy. So we'll try and get you on, Mystery. Just let me know, right? Please remind me because I may forget. So yes, anyone else got this World of Trouble as the?
No, sorry.
Okay, well we'll move on to our Toxic's number 2 then.
Can we just quickly say, hey, at least they had a railgun, so a little bit of sci-fi going on. That part was cool.
Yeah, they had that. Yeah, I think
nothing elevates an 80s show like a railgun.
Yeah. This was really like fuck the realism in series 3. Let's just go nuts again. It's like
yeah, they were obsessed in this one on showing images of people on the computer screen so they could break up on the TV camera too.
Yes, yeah. I think Toxic's still gone for a piece. So yeah, we'll come back to him later. Teague,
I think Teague and I have.
I'm here.
I think Teague and I and Tox might have the next one in common.
Yeah. No, I'm here. Pull up my slide. Pull up my video. And my mic was still muted while I was peeing. My bad. Sorry.
TMI.
Well, Detective Drebin, that turned out to be a good move.
Oh, interesting.
So this is Over the Line. I like this, and I'm going to explain why I specifically like this one in a minute. So the basic overview is that they've got this rogue cop squadron going on, and they run into them, and then Castillo wants them to wants Crockett and Tubbs to kind of infiltrate it. Something Vice would never fucking do. They would have IAB or something. It's so funny because Vice would never do this, but whatever, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, they wouldn't have them like track down fucking home fucking weirdos breaking into people's homes, would they, as well? But it was still a good episode.
No. So yeah, and I do like the idea of this, and upon rewatch, I'm like, why does this seem so familiar? So
Dirty Harry too?
Yeah.
No, one of my favorite novelists is John Sanford. It's the first, and I kind of model a lot of my stuff after him. So he wrote a book in '92 called Silent Prey. He has a huge slew of Prey novels. They're always something then Prey, about Lucas Davenport, Minneapolis detective. So anyway, that's
Get on your knees, Ann.
Yeah, that's basically the premise of that book is this episode where he's infiltrating a rogue cop squadron in New York. He gets brought in to, kind of facilitate that, but also catch a serial killer at the same time. So he kind of like overlaps two stories into the same thing, but whatever. But it's pretty interesting. It's really fucking over the top, but I'll tell you what, it's some of the best gunfights are in this one. I do have a clip below. I can mute it for you. You might have to put your little banner on it, but I do have a clip below if you want to play it as we talk about it for a second.
Okay, let's
is anyone going to point out the irony here? That they're sent to infiltrate that they're sent to infiltrate a rogue cop squadron.
Right. They said
but in Miami, they are the rogue cop squadron.
Right. No, these guys are more rogue. We need
the FBI looking at the Miami-Dade Vice Squad. They are all dirty except Trudy and Gina.
Trudy and Gina.
Well, even then.
Trudy and Gina does dirt as well.
Gina's got the highest body count in the season premiere. She kills like 3 people in the season 3 premiere.
So I love these guys in the Florida bushes wearing these fucking suits. Dude, these guys would be dead in 10 minutes from the humidity. Unless this is like January, these guys would be absolutely dead. But I also love the fact that they've got these squads, right? And so very clearly are Tubbs and Crockett bracketing these guys, getting in a offensive position behind them, and then just with no fight, with no problem, they just like, hey, freeze, guys. And like, at least Crockett's, they make the bad guys look surprised, the squad that Crockett gets the drop on. But then Tubbs's guys, he just goes, all right, put him down, guys. And then they just give it up so easily. Like, there's no problem at all.
I agree.
They fall all over themselves to throw the guns on the floor or on the ground and
in the swamp.
Yeah, there's still enough, but there's still enough bad guys left to have this fucking shootout. But again, I do like it. I like how they all have the same tie. That's funny. I just realized that just a second. But yeah, they would have, like, if they had this many rogue cops, they wouldn't just have these generic black suit SWAT guys come in. I mean, like, they would have a fucking task force of all these guys. I love this guy with the whole, I guess we better, he has a great line here. Tubbs comes in, freeze, put him up. And he goes, what do we do? And he goes, I guess we better call our lawyer. And he's like, I said, freeze, honky. He's just like, okay. He doesn't say that. But yeah, no, this is like an over the top 80s gunfight here. Switek taking a couple pot shots at these guys. Probably.
Wow, a bullet hit a car for once in this show. I'm sorry,
right.
That shocked me.
This is actually one of the first in the trivia track. This is actually one of the first episodes that you see like body damage to not only the people, but actually the cars, the squibs. They actually use some squibs in here when usually somebody just gets shot and just falls down.
Like Nugent.
So, yeah.
We need action in this show this year, right? So like we're not ever firing out of frame like we used to do last season sometimes because we didn't care. The show was better.
Yeah. So hopefully that didn't get you demonetized or shut down or anything. So
well, we're still going so far. So
we made it all the way through that long piece of video. I was surprised.
Well, he put that. I've noticed that if you don't have volume and you put a some sort of overlay, even just a little banner that says that right there, that still is enough to obscure it and it fools the bots. I've noticed that. Yeah.
Don't ever try to make like your own upload out of the conversation and re-upload it with that kind of stuff though, because the rules are different from uploads and you'll get in quite a bit of trouble if you don't go by like the normal rules.
Fair enough. Good advice. But yeah, that's my number 2. I really like it. I like it for all the reasons I mentioned, even though I found out John Sanford basically plagiarized the fucking concept for his book, because it's actually one of my favorite John Sanford books as well. It's one of the early ones. But yeah, I mean, I guess he felt that if he added a serial killer into it, that would kind of obfuscate
25% different.
Well, there's only so many storylines out there, really, isn't it? And most of them are all derived by Bible stories anyway. I mean, even some of the great works.
I just picture John Sanford sitting in his den watching this episode in '89 when it aired, and then being like, you know what? I'll put Lucas Davenport in this one situation. But I'll add a serial killer into it as well, and that will that'll change it just enough. So I mean, because he cranks out one Prey novel every year, but they're all pretty fucking good. They're all bangers. But anyway, I digress.
You suggest another visual to me of him being like, in 7 weeks, when we find out the instantaneous Nielsen ratings, we'll see how my beta test for my screenplay pitch goes.
Exactly. But yeah, that's my number 2. I like it. I don't know if anybody else has it, but it's one of my favorites of this season. Slim pickings.
Yeah. So Teague, your number 2? Has anyone else got this episode on their number 2? If not, then Teague, what is your number 2?
Yeah, no, I think my number 2, I think we already did my number 2. I think we've got through the episodes I had. I'm trying to remember.
No, we haven't.
Look at my list.
Because you've got Hard Knocks, and we have to talk
That's
about
the one I forgot. Hard Knocks was my number 2, and I think it was a great episode for Switek. It was a little too late to try to sell this guy in the bad lieutenant mold that they put him in. However, the actor swings for the fences, puts in a pretty good performance. I thought he was good. I mean, you know what? That's his bid for a Switek spin-off show, whatever. And I thought that he performed really really well. I liked when he yells at his girlfriend. I like when he yells at the TV because it's hilarious. And we all know someone like this. He's drinking. He's in over his head gambling. And once again, like Lieutenant Castillo, he wants to be busted down to walking a beat in South Beach by looking the other way on this one. He keeps bringing himself under the scrutiny of the internal affairs people by putting in for promotions, but his motivation for the promotion is ego and a need for more money to gamble more. So he's a fundamentally unsound cop. And as was been said, we all found this an interesting arc, but we don't have a moment there like his friend says, so hey, I'm going to Gamblers Anonymous tonight. And he's like, yeah, have a good one, man. And he's like, why don't you come with me? He's like, don't bet on it. And he just takes off. So there was no like at the end, he's just like, I'm better at doing this now. I can handle the gambling and the being slightly on the take. It was weird because he fixed a national sporting event, which is 25 years in jail. And has hundreds of in these days would have tens of millions of dollars of an effect on America's national economy. So much money changes hands when you fix a college football game that we're talking about. Like, there are federal implications to it. You have messed with America's economy. We're a nation of degenerate college football gamblers. Oh, and we found out Sonny went to school in Georgia. That's where he played football. He wears the Georgia t-shirt.
I can't believe that's what you drew from this episode. This episode is about a man on the very edge, of his last nerve, his last resources, a man who's lost everything and has been broken down, and about how his friends stick by him, right? That last scene, that shot there it's wonderful. And that's some of Don Johnson's best acting right there. There's a bunch of other great stuff in this episode. The fist fights. And you, in your intro, you had that wonderful fist fight clip where the guy's about to hit Switek with a chair, and Don Johnson has the wonderful, one-liner, last call, boof, it knocks him out. But yeah, like that. Honestly, Teague, you could talk about that stuff, but I think that this is an episode with tons of heart. Oh God, I can't remember the actor's name.
No, I would agree. It's very.
Plays Switek?
I think
What's his name? The guy who plays Switek. What's his name?
Michael Talbot, isn't it?
Michael Talbot.
Michael
that's
Talbot.
Right. He acts out of his skin in this one as Switek just going down. Just the spiral of descent.
I gave it up to his performance. I
Well,
absolutely gave it up to his performance. And let's face it, this episode, if it's first, that means that these guys pioneered a successful outline for not one, but two movies that could become a franchise. There's two Bad Lieutenant movies now.
But there's an authenticity here about somebody who's hit rock bottom, right? And that's the basis of this story.
And gamblers yelling at the TV.
Well, yeah, but a guy who's hit rock bottom and how he fights. He's not redeemed in this episode. He hasn't fixed everything, but he slowly at least starts to crawl his way back into being the man he used to be. And that has a lot of heart, and that really struck a chord with me this episode. I got a lot of time for this one. So
I'm glad
that's
you brought up Crockett's alma mater, but Don Johnson's alma mater. Can anybody, without Googling, can you tell me where that was exactly?
Go on, tell us.
The University of Kansas, where Lord Toxic does security. Over here.
I thought you were gonna say a middle school.
No.
I thought that was his highest level of education for this character.
Well, the character, maybe, but
from 6th grade right to Nam.
Yeah, 6th grade. That's what which explains so much.
No, go University of Kansas.
Don Johnson is actually a Jayhawker over here in Lawrence, Kansas.
Has he ever come down to Kansas, though? Have you ever bumped into him?
No, but I would fucking love to. No, I've never. I think I've told you on a previous stream. I've never met anybody famous except for military famous, which isn't really famous. I've met like I met Chris Kyle and I met General Petraeus. But
wow, I read it to Colin Powell on the Metro North, where life is so strange, right?
Nice. No, he's a good dude. I've not met him, but I've attended a lecture that he was at the War College. So, but yeah, no, I've never met anybody famous. Isn't that weird?
Should have been president, Colin Powell.
Petraeus should have been president, but anyway, I digress. But yeah,
sorry.
No, this is a good episode. Definitely another one of my what do you call it?
Honorable mentions.
For season
Yeah,
I just
it's
five.
wanna-
on now as well.
I-
It's 'cause-
I'm sorry. I just wanted to clarify the part where Switek refuses or just blows off going to the Gamblers Anonymous. Not in this episode. It's part of this like story. It's later on where he just blows that off.
The subplot. It's a subplot because he's not a main character, so it's considered a subplot.
A semi-truck detaches its trailer. That must have been a costly stunt, the one that they do at the start of this episode. Hey. Where he drops the trailer and like it's almost like the beginning of Beverly Hills Cop. You know, where they're chasing the trailer?
Yeah.
They're chasing the truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a neat stunt.
They have kind of
15
given him something to hit rock bottom with because he's been a surveillance guy as well, and he's probably feeling a little bit. His conscience is playing on him a little bit because he's spying on people, isn't he? You know, which does sound very fucking seedy as well. But at the same time, he's helping crack down these criminals as well. I don't know if he's doing anything totally unethical. I mean, but you do understand why he might feel that way as well. But I was a little bit wondering, Ali kind of going a bit too far with the character, making him a gambling addict. But I don't know, sometimes you do get some good people who you've known as well, and then suddenly you find out this side of them that you wouldn't even think they would even do.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's in my honorable mention. It's not my top 5, but yeah, that ending is really fucking. It is heartbreaking.
Well, it should be.
I don't
Get a
want
soul
to undersell,
man.
Yeah.
I don't want to undersell how much I saw police officers engaging in nonstop penny ante gambling as my father was a cop. They had very low amounts of money, but like the world of cops, they play cards. They play cards all day. They bet on baseball. They bet baseball. Who's going to get the most hits in one league or the other? What player? They just like small time action between the cops. That was so believable, and that he could slip down this path. I really did feel this was the most authentic story of the season. I liked his performance a lot again.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, agreed.
I mean, it does kind of come back into play as well in the final episode, which we will probably get to after RT has mentioned his number 2. So Teag is.
I think this is my number 2. So yeah, this one, this is my number 2. We've killed a couple of birds with one stone there, but there's lots of great things to say about this episode, and I think we've said them all.
Yeah, I mean, even though the season was weak, it still has some good moments that you can't help but still admire as well, what they were trying to do, even if not all of it was executed as well as it could have been. But this is one of the few times it was. So, yeah, we've gone to our number 2 now. We go to our number 1, and I think we've all agreed. And I don't know if this is in your number 1, but...
This is my number 1.
Free Fall.
For
Final episode. I mean, I know it sounds a bit obvious, but you can't help but put this above the other episodes in season 5 because it does kind of pay off everything that these characters have gone through in the last few seasons. You know, the betrayals, you know, the injustice that they've tried to avoid, but keeps getting thrown in their faces. And the fact that this job really has started to weigh on them, and now it's really fully taking its toll on them all, psychologically and physically as well. And it is very epic as well. You got Ian McShane as the villain. You know, some of the characters are the revolutionaries that are working with were that compelling, not, but it does kind of become a bit badass, become a bit ridiculous as well. I mean, Crockett pretty much changes his fucking shoes 3 times before the final gun battle. I mean, he has these like slip-ons when he's loading the guns in the locker room. Then when he's in the car, he's got the fucking white basket weavers. And then when he gets out, ready to take down Ian McShane in the plane, he's wearing these laceless suede brogues. But it's a very good final, and it is a very good emotional ending as well when they say, "I'm going to miss you, Sonny. I'm going to miss you too, Tops." And they get in that car, and you got that big montage of all the clips from all the episodes that happened before with that really good ballad singing. It's a tearjerker. It really is, and it's a shame that the lost episodes came on after because it is. It's like an end of an era.
Because it waters down the experience. Had this been like the actual real final episode and then nothing followed, it waters down. I do have a clip and I have a slide if you want to pull it.
Yes, I will pull it up.
And I'll give you my final thoughts on it. I think it's a good ending. Like I said, having the yep, I got it. Having the ending, I mean, this is a great final scene. I probably would have just ended it right here, as opposed to that, like, bromance goodbye and shit. I love the fact that, this is basically the mission statement of the show. It's like, we've done too much. We've seen too much. We've gone through as much as we could possibly do as cops. It's big government against small, this is actually the end of a 80s era, but it's also an end of an era where cops knew the people on the street and the people on the street knew them, and they were actual cops. Shortly after this, in the 90s, with the Clinton era, they militarized cops so that cops run around in effing tactical gear. Not that it's much better to think that you're a drug dealer and wear pastel things and stuff like that, but at the same time, I don't think what would happen in reality, where every cop is now running around like they're a special ops soldier in military gear, and there's this huge distance between cops and regular people. Big government has basically taken over the police force, so they're just revenue collectors and things like that. So this is like the last stand of, the bad guy even says it. He says, your style of Law and Order went out with Wyatt Earp, as if that's an insult, when in fact that's like a freaking compliment, and I love the fact
it kind of goes back to the prodigal son as well, where the creepy guy from Poltergeist 2 is saying, it's a big boat, white rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Castillo pulls up and is just like, hey, you don't got to do this. I'll back you up. That's everything that you want to see. I really would have, these two guys walking off in the distance would have been a great ending for it. And that's how I would have done it. Had I been running the show. And I certainly wouldn't have all those lost episodes coming in, muddying the waters afterwards. Technically, the episode that you guys like with Pam Grier in it, that technically aired in the 90s, in 1990. So they actually,
that was the joke I made at the beginning of the show about how, we'll be back in 6 more months to finish up our thoughts the way they did. It was right? Just the biggest fourth and long for Miami Vice.
Well, which we may do with the movie, since 2026 is 20 years since the movie aired, as Neb pointed out in the green room.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing maybe an anniversary review, and we might do a stream as well, because it is good to look back. It will be good to look on how it was trying to take this show and do a very modern version of it, which wasn't really successful, because the 80s, like I said before, the 80s made this show. I mean, this came out at the right time, because the 80s is a very distinctive period in our history. With very distinctive styles, everything. When you look at certain styles, you think, okay, that's the 80s, and it gave Miami Vice that personality.
This guy has such a great voice, this character. Playing the government villain. He's actually the main villain in Batman Beyond. It took me forever to figure out who was doing that voice, and I didn't realize it was him for like the longest time. But yeah, no,
this is Ethan Phillips.
With that collar, he's bad. He's got
that collar gives it away. But yeah, I love what he said. He's like, listen, I got carte blanche, baby. I could kill you guys right here and totally get away with it. And it's just like, dude, have you met Sonny Burnett? Because you're about to. It's like
and have you noticed there's hundreds of witnesses?
It's like, dude, you know how many people I've killed and gotten away with it? I think I don't think you want to rock that boat there, big guy. If you want to fucking try me. But no, this is a great ender. This is like, look at how they kind of have like Twilight going on a little bit. They got all the guns drawn on them. It's just these two guys against big government and stuff like that. And it's just, it's the end of this era, man. It really just gives that off. And I can't find any fault with it. I really can't. I mean, I know the rescue mission was a little ridiculous or whatever, but at the same time, it's just it just speaks to what this show's mission statement was, man. I just really enjoy it. I like everything that this episode does. It's one of my favorite episodes of season 5. It's one of my favorite episodes altogether, for all the reasons that I just mentioned.
Yeah, do you think it touches on a bit of the PTSD like real coppers and soldiers go through as well? Because they look like guys that they're just had enough now. They've been fighting the good fight, and all it's done is fucking weaken them.
In order to do this kind of job, I'm going to say this. Like, I hate to say this, but in order to be this kind of undercover cop or a soldier or something like that, you got to be a bit of a sociopath. You can't be a regular guy. That's why people get PTSD, because they're regular people. You have to be built a certain way. You have to be You have to be a certain thing and be able to compartmentalize this stuff in such a manner that you really just don't even deal with it. Like, you can have a code of ethics and honor, you can have morals and things like that, but you also have to be able to have a level of detachment that's almost inhuman. Or else, yeah, it does. I mean, this is why most cops, fucking eat their gun at the end of their career, or at least the ones from the old days. The ones that are in now,
pretty small
maybe not.
percentage. Yeah, you're right. I just say, how do we? As much as I agree, one thing in the back of my mind was they killed 2 heads of countries in the Caribbean nations this season, and now we're going to apply normal guy rules to them. So it was a little surreal. And like, the one flaw I would point out is with the powerful statement of throwing the badges down. Almost in a filmed later way, the town car pulls up. Lieutenant Castillo jumps out, picks up their badges, and goes, "Don't do this." But they don't take the badges and walk away. It was just like, maybe we get renewed, guys. And as far as the lost episodes, the only thing I want to say is we shouldn't resent them, because without them, the show has no legacy. It doesn't have enough episodes for syndication.
Yeah, no.
I think you've all missed something very crucial about these episodes.
Bring
There's
it.
a scene where where the squad fire enough bullets into a trailer that the thing collapses.
Yeah, that was
glorious.
I think that's when the episode really does start to get a bit better as well. Tubbs gets kidnapped, and I'm pretty sure he gets kidnapped a fucking lot as well. Now that I mention it, because there's been a few episodes where Sonny Crockett's had to rescue him. I don't think I could recall any episode where Crockett got kidnapped and Tubbs had to rescue him. But yeah, it is pretty good as well.
Also, we talk about Sonny and his misdemeanors. I'm going to put that in inverted commas. Misdemeanors,
felonies,
misdemeanors, another
felonies.
Yeah, well, what's a felony between friends? But anyway, but like his little aberrant behavior and all the rest. But it turns out the chief of in this episode the chief of police is just as dirty as they are, right? Like, so when he gets
the commissioner,
captain, I can't remember. Yeah,
when he gets killed, and he's got the New York accent.
Yeah, when he gets killed, no one sheds a tear, right? Because he's just the whole bunch of them are corrupt, from top to bottom. So, it's a tough job, and you have to be, if you're going to get your hands dirty, not all the dirt's going to come off. So anyway, that just is my take, and has some great gunfights in this episode, and
yes,
I guess shooting down a plane with
they're just fucking unloading the plane, it just blows off. It's like, what the fuck? It does kind of feel like that was back to Calderon as well in the parlor when
that was a bit much, but
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, it was. I thought it was a great way to end the series. Really, I liked the little bromance at the end. Sort of ride off into the not by the sunset, but they ride off into the distance together. It was. I think they needed that. They need to acknowledge their love for each other and all the rest.
Right off,
and by that I mean completely. I mean completely brotherly heterosexual love. That's all. That's all there is to it. There's nothing untoward in that.
Yeah, they saved each other's lives hundreds of times, right? They are close.
And they've had like a few years together in the police squad. In the fucking police force, so that's like a few years is like 20 years friendship.
They're spending a lot of time together, except for that weird line of dialogue where Sonny can't be bothered to work weekends. That can't be true. Maybe they're mocking him, but yeah, they've spent these guys have spent nights in a car waiting to make a bus, peeing in soda bottles. You know what I mean? Like, talking about baseball and doing nothing else but waiting for that bus. They are the best cops that Miami has to offer. So their dedication's taking a toll, and we all remember Bruce McGill. It's like a fait accompli. Yeah. They have become like them, like him.
Exactly. Yeah. And he really was a good little kind of symbol of a good guy who's just lost it. He's lost every ounce of honesty in him because of a job that required being dishonest.
What year is Lone Wolf McQuaid?
He practices a lot more deception than Sonny does, who's just overtly angry and dangerous and threatening and has a gun strapping on him and just yelling at everyone all the time. The Bruce McGill character at least fakes joviality, like, oh, he's okay. You didn't realize that he would kill you just as quickly.
I know.
What year is
fucking
Lone? I
year
asked
in a
about
row
Lone
for
Wolf
20
McQuaid
years.
because this is probably Robert Beltran's biggest role post
1982,
Lone Wolf
maybe?
McQuaid. 82, 83, maybe 82.
Yeah, I think I think one of the weakest things as well is that I don't think we got a proper closure with Gina and Trudy. I mean, I don't remember. It's like, where the fuck is Gina and Trudy anyway? I mean, what's happened to them now? They're kind of there and they kind of fuck off halfway through, don't they?
They made it into the montage, Northern English. They
made
were
it to the
there.
montage,
Yeah,
yes,
well,
yes.
but their characters are kind of their characters are, I wouldn't say static, but I think they've changed as much as we can see them change within the context of the series, right?
Yeah,
I
you can
don't
see
think
Trudy has sort of like gained a little bit more, has become a bit more seasoned as well. You know, starting off as that naive sort of young copper as well, who was looking up to Gina a little bit. But
She's a better actress, too. They leaned into the fact she was a little bit better of an actress. That storyline with James Brown hurts Trudy for like 2 seasons before we could take her serious again. It's like, wait, you took drugs and hallucinated James Brown for 3 days, and you testified in court to this? I don't know, Trudy.
yeah, there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of holes in these fucking episodes, but we kind of overlooked them because once again the characters were so engaging and you know they were so cool and the episodes were so well written a lot of the times as well that you couldn't help but overlook the flaws.
Look at
Well,
Linda
look at that
Hamilton
hair.
right there
Look
with
at that
Malcolm
hair.
Castillo. Yeah, he
that
looks like
hair
Linda
is
Hamilton.
magnificent. It's magnificent. Look at it.
It really
Hey guys,
is.
let me. I got a
bless the
jam. I hate
80s.
to leave you, but they're
Yeah, we'll be finishing up
the
soon anyway.
same
So yeah,
guy.
thanks for joining us, Lord Toxic, and
Lord of
yeah,
Toxicity, it was great to see you again, my friend.
yeah,
Always
Buy
a
his
pleasure,
book.
Admiral. Oh,
Buy
and
his book. It's great fun.
Yeah, here, I'll give it. Let me, if you'll indulge me, Northern. Let me do this real quick. So Slapdash is going into 2nd edition now. Oh, didn't pull up. Oh, there it is.
There it is. There it is. Yes.
Slapdash is going into 2nd edition now, just in time for me to get part 2 and part 3 of the James McCulley trilogy done, which will be this year. I'll be re-releasing Slapdash with a new cover and you know, hopefully fix a couple of the small flaws, and then depending on how fast my brilliant proofreading editor, who is the host of this very show, gets the other one done, we'll have the second one out this year, and then the third one will be in the can. So looking forward to that.
Nice.
So thank you again for having me. I do appreciate it. And you guys have a great weekend, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks. You
take care,
too,
mate.
man.
Happy Labor Day week. Do they have a Labor Day?
Happy Labor Day, Tox.
Do they have that in England or no?
I don't think we have it in England. Not today anyway.
We
but
do in New Zealand next month.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey,
So, yeah.
again, thank you for having me. Have a great weekend. Be safe, okay?
Yeah, see you on Buffy as well tomorrow.
Take care, buddy.
Yep. I'll see you tomorrow, Neb. Take it easy, guys. Always a pleasure.
Okay.
Always pleasure.
Yeah.
Live
we've
long
And then
and
there were
prosper.
3.
Yeah, we've kind of covered this now, haven't we? The final episode, but it does. But like I said, it does pretty much pay off what was set up in the previous seasons as well. It really feels like everything's come full circle in this final. You know, everything they've gone through, everything they've bled and sacrificed for, everything is just has paid off very well. And
Well,
it
it
makes
doesn't
sense.
end in a triumph, really. It's not a
few
triumphant
methods-
ending, is it?
Yeah, it's not triumph, is it? It's kind of like a bittersweet ending where, you know what, we tried our best to change the world. We failed, but you know what, we can still have a future. We can still have a choice to have a happy future, a peaceful future, maybe, and maybe
What about
maybe-
happy?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a coincidence that they go out with the people who have the war on drugs policy and all the other stuff too. Is a coincidence, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's a coincidence that that policy just sort of goes away in America, and we go to an era where basically everything is don't ask, don't tell. You want to have a crazy problem? Just show up for work. We don't care.
you know, they do say that they're going to go do like a small town, become police officers in a small town. So who knows? Maybe if they can't make an impact in fucking Miami, they can make a little impact in there by doing little things. Who knows? But it's left
Miami. Miami scales up, I think, is what it is, right? They're small town cops in season 1 with a growing city, and at the end of season 5, the city's big and it's different and it's meaner.
Yeah, so
Mean Miami.
Yeah, no, but
Interesting,
it's
eh?
pretty much the show that got
What
Miami on
it,
the map, though, wasn't it? I mean,
just,
I think,
yeah, just
yeah, I
a
think,
thought for you, because and Teague, as a New Yorker, you will have a particular perspective on this. Is that other than perhaps the clothing and the palm trees, and the vegetation, what distinguishes this program from so many of the, the large city cop shows like the Chicago and New York-based police dramas of that era? What do you think really distinguishes this? Like, if you had to boil it down and say, this is the point of difference for Miami Vice, this is why you should watch it as something different to Hill Street Blues, something different to, NYPD Blue. What do you think the
Do you
key
want to go
difference
first,
is?
Toxic? I mean, I'm sorry, Northern English. Would you like to go first?
well, I'm guessing probably because New York ones are always a bit more grittier, aren't they? You know, you got that concrete jungle, you know, sort of like it's a bit more messier, it's a little bit more dilapidated, you know, especially when you go to the ghettos and the stuff like that. While Miami is a bit more sun-kissed, it's a bit more glamorous.
So, but those are cosmetic things, though, right? Is there an
guess.
essential difference that it goes beyond the cosmetic, right? That's what I'm
Well, in
saying.
season 3, there wasn't, right? Because the quintessential New York cop show writer writes season 3. Season 3
Dick
is
Wolf,
written by
yeah.
Dick Wolf, and I think the Dick Wolf experiment was what kills this show. And people on the Reddit thread were commenting that they thought, hello Reddit, they said that they thought that the Dick Wolf experiment killed the show. The thing is, it made the show more grounded. Season 2 and season 3 are really good. And I guess the wheels just fly off in season 4 because Wolf gets Law and Order, and the people who had been very anti his ideas must have come to ascendancy. And a lot of scripts that he didn't want in there just flood season 4. I don't know. The seeds of doom were laid. Nobody walked onto the set day one thinking the show would last. Everyone's trying to give their best performance because they don't know when the show is going to be canceled. And look, the rug got pulled. I don't know when America found out, hey, guess what? We're gonna pull up the tent stakes 5 weeks early on Miami Vice. Don't worry about those last few episodes. You'll see them in a couple of years. I mean, that had to be a shock because this show was a cultural phenomenon for years, and it falls off the table and never really reaches terminal velocity. They pulled the plug too fast, and while it's failing on regular television, it's able to power a cable network to very good success because there is still an audience. But it's no longer a primetime audience. It suddenly became a show that had both modern and classic cop show episodes interspersed intermittently. So you could see a Kojak-like episode followed by an SVU-like episode, like the one with the baby plane. Remember? Like that darkness. You could have that darkness and the high school drug dealers. And then the next couple of weeks would be ungrounded and you're hallucinating with James Brown and voodoo is real. So it was always a confused show. So I think it was these two leading men together. It wasn't just Don Johnson. It's both of them. They got a great dynamic and they were able to power this show through some of the stuff that was a little nuts and a little police squad.
Well, yeah, because he had that mad charisma as well, which really helped elevate even the weakest episodes.
Yeah, and maybe Tubbs was just the perfect MSG or like barbecue sauce to put on that charisma because he brings out it just so much more. These guys had such chemistry. I really felt that they felt like real friends. They felt like real cops. That's the real strength of the show is no matter how out of hand the situation was, we all know someone like Sonny, and also they talked like real cops. So they weren't unrelatable except for the body count on the back of their baseball card, as we say in America.
It's kind of hard to fault this as well. I think this is another reason why I didn't really feel the 2006 remake, because I'm glad that they are trying to copy Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas, but at the same time, they lacked that same kind of that charm that they had as well. Because these are two very cool people who have this, they have this swagger as well. They're very charming in their different ways. Don Johnson has that little sort of playboy cowboy charm, while Tubbs kind of had this sort of streetwise but very business-like charm going as well. They both had different dress senses. Like Tubbs would wear a tie, be a bit more formal, but also very flashy. While Tubbs would be a little bit more,
Gotta say, Don Johnson does his best work when he's got someone quite good to play off. Because recently I rewatched Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, which is a guilty pleasure film. I mean, it's not a great movie, but It is a
There's a lot wrong with it, but
a really fun movie, and he and Mickey Rourke play off each other really well. You know.
yeah, if they had a better script, I think it would have been a much stronger movie. But it was like Don Johnson was obviously trying to become a movie star, and it's one of those few things where it just didn't help. It showed that he was much better as a TV actor because he went on to do Nash Bridges after that, and that was a big success. I've not watched it yet. I need to try and watch it very soon though, because I do like Cheech Marine as well, and I know Philip Michael Thomas pops in there as well in an episode, as well as an old friend, which must have drove a lot of people crazy as well, just to sort of see these two together again after so many years apart.
Nash Bridges is fun, and I bet you'll kind of like it, but do yourself a favor. Do not Google Yasmin Bleeth now.
Oh,
Yeah, she's age has not been kind.
I would say, considering her life story, maybe it has been. I mean, miles of cocaine. She is Keith Richards. She has an Ozzy Osbourne like 20-year tale of her time in Hollywood.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, Christ,
Poor
man.
thing.
And the fact that these
But
people...
in good news, Don's coming back with one of TV's most well-liked franchises. It's the guy who does Landman. It's Taylor Sheridan has a show called the Madison. It's related to Yellowstone. It will have a built-in audience, and he is going to be part of the new family with Michelle Pfeiffer. So Don is far from done. And if what I saw from Harrison Ford from Taylor Sheridan is any indication, we might get career performances from Don. Taylor Sheridan gets great performances.
Yeah, I'm looking for it now, but it's not popping up. Is it called The Madison?
It's called The Madison, and it's also called something weird like 2023 because the development year was the name for a while because they didn't know what they're going to call it.
So is it set after the events of Yellowstone?
Yes, but the thing is, I don't know how this works out. There's 2 sequel shows. One is all the characters written by one co-writer, and the other is all the characters written by the other co-writer, and never the two shall meet. But the Dutton story will go... Yeah, it's a mess. The Dutton story will go on in a bifurcated way. All I know is this. There may be unification of these storylines, especially if one show fails. And also, the Madison, I think, will be the new name of the Yellowstone. They will be the people who live in the Yellowstone. They come from New York. I believe they will be descendants of the daughter who leaves. I'm sorry, the daughter-in-law who leaves with child to go back east. I think that it's going to be her descendants.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Don Johnson anywhere in the credits, though.
He's definitely doing Taylor Sheridan, but that show's still in development, and it's late, so who knows? But if he does get that show, and they do it, I predict that. What is he doing? Anything else right now? Is there anything in development? Because
let's have a look. Philip Michael Thomas definitely isn't. He's just doing a lot of psychic readings, I think, these days. So
good for him.
Yeah, he set up
psychic about
network.
The EGOT.
He was indeed. Just not for himself.
Score and encore. Okay, he's like a. He sounds like a two-part movie there. That's all I'm seeing there. Dr. Odyssey. I did see a clip of him promoting it, so I think he's like a submarine captain, something like that. He's got the guy from Dawson's Creek on there as well, so I don't know.
Who does? Litigation between the Yellowstone creators goes on. Maybe like the sequel might be in trouble. I know they filmed a little bit of what's called the Madison, and they have most of a show, but it's in development still on IMDb, so I couldn't tell you. But if he is in that, like I had seen, and maybe they've taken him out, we could get some of his best performances ever. It's too bad. I would hope that changes.
While we're on this tangent, I don't know if it doesn't feature Don Johnson or anything 80s except for Stallone. I see that ads are out now for the season 3 of Tulsa King.
Yeah. I mean, the second one did kind of went all over the place a little bit, but it was still kind of fun. I still liked Sylvester Stallone in it, and and I do hope season 3 kind of improves a little bit as well, because I did like the first season.
I'm more of a Landman fan right now. Landman really captured me. That was a good story.
I liked that as well. It did.
Do you know?
I think when it went to the fucking women, started focusing on the wife spoiled daughter, it started to go down a little bit. But
It's a little boring. He has to bloat
Yeah,
one
well-
time because of all those big money stars. But like, just I present you with this thought, gentlemen. Imagine him. You walk into an urgent care and he turns around. I got a pocket knife. Sit right down. It'll be fine.
Mm.
yeah. My
Yeah.
advice was A Dark Side of Paradise. Yes, it was as well. It had that sun-kissed 80s look to it, but it was gritty as well, and it could be very nihilistic when it needed to be. That's why I loved
Right.
it.
They're trying to preserve their town's small town image as it makes the transition to like a middle to big size city. That's part of like the losing battle that they're fighting. In the end, it presents crime as having it's always going to be there. Maybe the drug war's over, but they've been worn down, man, and they are burned out.
Yeah,
The idea that any cop gets a pension is out of hand in the show, right? Like, that's it. You
Yeah.
can't do this job.
Yeah, I think Scarface reflected that as well because it was becoming like the cocaine capital in the 80s.
I was just thinking about Scarface.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
If
think,
we had
think if we didn't have Scarface, we probably wouldn't have had Miami Vice as well.
No, probably not. Probably
no
not.
way. That and the video for Rio by Duran Duran are like
Yeah.
intrinsic to
Wow.
this show.
Yes, that was the costume department.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
We'll obviously.
Well,
Yes.
I would say this. They were so out of control in some of these episodes that this would have been federal oversight kicking in because we have people like in that episode, what was it? The missing Behind the Beat or Bad Timing. Just everything about the show is turned on its head. We're torturing the prisoners with some Camp X-Ray, terrible music that is like just written for the show and like thrown out there that sparks off the prison riot. And like, it looks like more like there's not a war on drugs anymore. Now crime is just out of hand in the last season. Crime is completely out of hand. It won.
Yeah, now you got criminals killing criminals as well for being criminals by dressing up as a fucking weird cult leader and strapping them to an electric chair.
And cops killing cops and advocating for the cops who killed that cop, saying that the cop they killed was less of a cop than the cop who killed him, and crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, Mary Kingstown, I liked a lot of it. There was also a lot that kind of pissed me off as well, which, I've kind of mentioned this as well with Toxic before. And yeah, obviously we had that dumb ginger prostitute woman who, despite being rescued by her abusers, ends up going back to her fucking abusers, then dies. And then you got the mother saying a lot of white guilt shit in front of a load of angry black prisoners. Christ. Yeah. I like Landman, but my family has worked in the oil industry in Texas for generations. It's a little over Hollywooded. Well, I've not worked in...
I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, some of his statements and how he chops off a finger rather than get like an injection of penicillin. Or yeah.
Yeah, but it did kind of feel like it was really sort of highlighting the dangers of working in the oil industry because every time, any second something could go wrong and you fucking die. That's why these people who work on these rigs get paid fucking loads. But I think sometimes you do need a little bit of glamour. And obviously Miami Vice was one that really sort of added a lot of glamour while still trying to bring some pretty dark, grounded storylines. When they were just gunning down and having a big fucking body count of drug dealers and criminals and scumbags. But like you said, but I don't know if there's anything else we can go on, and maybe we can save it for another Miami Vice stream because I mentioned this before with Toxic. We will probably do. I'll probably sometime next year. I will start doing a more episodic, maybe look back review, whatever, where we discuss 1 or 2 episodes at a time. I'm hoping, depending on how long it goes on for. So yeah, hold this space. We aren't done with Miami Vice just yet. We're just done with the top 5 episodes now, but we will start looking a little bit more into every episode as well. It might take us a long time before we finally finish, but it's going to be something worth looking for. So yeah,
Long time getting from there to here.
yeah, I know. I don't even know. I don't even know if I might end up stop doing reviews and just start talking about the old stuff as well, because as much as I love editing reviews, it does take a lot of time as well, and you got to do a lot of writing and looking for the clips, and sometimes you end up looking for more clips because a joke or somewhat will come into your head. So yeah, before we probably will wrap this up now. We've gone for 2 hours. We've gone through the top 5 episodes of a season that is obviously deemed the weakest, but at the same time, there is still plenty of good moments that we could find. I'm so glad that we managed to overcome that challenge and found some good episodes and some very poignant moments that, even though the writing was losing steam, still managed to execute very well. So before we do wrap up, Admiral Teag, is there anything you want to promote?
Yes, there is. Please come
got a
by
stream
my
today.
channel. Yeah, come by my channel tonight at 10 o'clock. At 8 o'clock at my friend's channel, the watch party starts. Follow me on X at Admiral_Teag. Follow my YouTube channel. I'm the only Admiral Teag out there. Teag. Keep the UE. Like, this is America. We don't need the extra vowels, but we love you guys, and we're going to have some fun with Star Trek tonight. We have 2 great episodes. We're doing Enterprise, so we're doubly lucky. We're doing the... At first, this was a burden. People didn't think it would be a good show, but now it seems to be the Star Trek sequels route. So we'll see. Join me tonight, please.
Yeah, I
And
think
thanks for having me.
After discovering
Gavin Blackburn.
Strange New Worlds, I think after discovering Strange New Worlds, I think people are like, you know what, Voyager wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Not
There's a
bad.
lot. There's a few episodes that are just not very Star Trek, but it's a very well-made show. Like, I had to relent on a couple of things. We were going to try to fast forward through season 3 because of the Zindi thing, but it turns out that it was of more value than we thought, and the conversations were great. So I'm looking forward to that later today.
Yeah, because even weak Star Trek seems to at least trying to, pull off something a little bit thought-provoking and philosophical, because that's what I liked about these episodes. There was something very philosophical about what they were trying to do. So yeah, Gavin Blackburn, how you doing, man? Teag's patented.
Yeah. Well, season 3 of
I'll
Enterprise.
I'll see you in a few hours, Gavin.
Yeah, more than anything is about it would be what would happen if Captain Kirk was exposed to these prolonged moral conundrums that Archer finds himself in, with the fate of the human race resting on his shoulders for an extended period of time, having to do less and more and more questionable things in order to ensure the survival of the species, right? So Kirk is challenged many times in the original series and in the films, but Archer is challenged on a prolonged basis in ways that doesn't deal with. Would Kirk be better? Yeah, probably, because he's Captain Kirk, right? But I'm not a fan of Scott Bakula. I never have been. But season 3 of
like Scott Bakula.
Season 3 of Enterprise turned me around on Scott Bakula, because the writing and his performance show a man who is struggling not to descend into becoming the thing he hates, but by the end of it, he has to admit that he has. He's become, a very different person to the optimist that he started out as. And that's why I like season 3 so much. But I know that
he's going to yell at his crew tonight. He's going to effectively be angry for the first time ever in this show tonight and yell at his crew for misbehaving in the Expanse.
Was that the fist fight scene?
Yeah, and Harbinger, Major Hayes, and Reed get into a fist fight.
I love that. That's great. That's the kind of
fun
that would
episode.
that shit happens. That's the kind of tension people are under for extended periods of time. Something goes wrong, right? And I like that. I thought that was really good. But we'll save that for your stream, because I'm sure I'll show up in the chat.
And I hope that I can get Northern English over to my weekday show, where I'll go on early so we can have you on like a Tuesday or Thursday and have a chat and talk some more.
I'll try and have a look as well. Speak to Lance and let him know, because because I was meant to do something sometime around this week as well with you, but just a lot of stuff happened and we just haven't done it yet. But
we're stuck in this place called the world, right?
Yeah, no, it's called
thing
life.
Is you have...
Life is very fucking busy as well. Yeah, I've had a bit of a busy week as well. That's why I haven't had a review out this week as well. I saw a movie.
Thanks, Kevin.
You're a very high quality YouTuber, volume versus, content. So don't worry about it. You're doing it right. It's always fun to come here. And this was a great conversation that I never would have had.
Yeah, no, and you're supposed to treat this like a full-time work, but it's like, wait, you aren't getting paid much for it, even if you get a shitload of subs and a lot of views. So yeah, no wonder people are focusing more on work that actually pays than YouTube, because YouTube are just fucking people over these days. But all right,
this
so
could get worse.
yeah. So yeah, Teague, thanks for that as well. I'll try and catch the rewatch if I can, but I might want to try and do a little.
I make video essays and uploads too of Star Trek, so check them out. And Yellowstone.
Yeah,
And thousands of Julian fries.
Yeah, I've got you. For some reason, the video notifications haven't been popping up. Not that I've noticed. I think this has been happening with a lot of channels. So
it's everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
So I probably have to let my subs know that. Listen, keep clicking on the bloody subscriber tab. Subscribe
and share this to Reddit. I'm going to put this on the Miami Vice Reddit. They loved it over there.
Oh, I'm so glad they did as well. That makes
you
me.
Had like one. You had like hundreds of.
Yeah.
You had hundreds of upvotes, hundreds of comments. Everybody loves the show. I don't know how many views it translated into, but it kicked off like long, intense conversations where people were getting kicked off Reddit and stuff. You did your job, sir.
I'm glad to do
Subreddit.
James,
Sonny did
James
nothing wrong.
almost would say, "You've done a man's job, sir."
Yeah. If it means getting rid of the blue-haired weirdos on Reddit, I am
so subreddit.
Glad. Yeah.
Burnett was the real Sonny.
That's my feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I don't know if Toxic might agree on this. Like maybe Sonny might be a little bit of a functioning sociopath in a way. Who knows?
Killed so many people.
Barely functioning.
We joked about it so many times that he actually is his alter ego that they had to go there and do it. It was just hanging in the air of this show.
Actually, that would have been an amazing revelation at the end if they'd written it that way. I mean, that would have taken a lot of foresight. That Sonny Burnett.
That's J.J. Abrams' Miami Vice, though.
Yeah. But no, hang on. But Sonny Burnett was the real character, and that his cover for his drug dealing was to pretend to be Sonny Crockett, the cop.
That would have been such a fucking cool twist.
He didn't do a great job. He had to find a really incompetent lieutenant, but I mean, wow. That vice department, whoa.
You say incompetent, I say reflects the spirit of the law rather than the letter of the law.
He doesn't get into his guys' personal lives and he cuts them some breaks, but I think by the end, admission creeps into making it look like they're a little bit out of control. We have one too many compromised detectives by the end of the run. Only Trudy and Gina really have. Oh, even Gina's gunned a few people in a couple of season premieres too. That she didn't have.
She has
she
indeed.
Didn't really have to kill Liam Neeson.
I think that's why I love Gina as well. She knows how to. She doesn't give a shit. She'll kill you if you fucking cross her.
Never heard the word freeze in her life. She just pulls out that gun and uses it.
Yeah, I think Trudy might have got a taste for it as well when she gunned that fleeing suspect down in season 2. Who knows? Great. Probably got her all fucking wet, everything. So. But
you shot him in the back. As a ricochet.
Yeah. So yeah, Teague, thanks for that. RTs, anything you want to promote?
Thank you so much.
No, I don't. My content's just nonsense anyway. I did put a review of Fantastic Four out because I had to get it off my chest. But no, I don't really do much YouTube stuff. I post occasional videos in Welsh just to practice my language, and I haven't done that in a while, so I probably need to.
I hope that more like a hobby now, isn't it? I mean, it's like the chat making money, becoming a millionaire is kind of gone unless you're doing makeup tutorials.
Were there such things? I know there would be, but I hope that
if you get a really big zit, you could go viral too. Don't forget that.
Oh good. Don't go there.
Videos where they just fucking pop it all out. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
You know the stream's gone a bit too far now. So I think like Crockett and Tubbs, we shouldn't overstay our welcome. But thank you, chat, for tuning in, and everyone on rewatch. Thanks for tuning in. The key was, but we really celebrated this wonderful 80s series that was sort of as Luke pointed out earlier, it was a real cultural phenomenon. And I don't really know if you find similar programs that are cultural touchstones today, because culture's become so bland and homogenous. I don't think there will be another Miami Vice or something that defines our era, today's time, in the same way that it did.
Yeah, because we don't really have a very distinctive decade where all that trend is definitely this is the trend that's defining this decade or anything like that. There is nothing like that today. There's no music that defines this decade. I mean, the movies we have kind of looks the same as they were 20 years ago. Everything looks
40 years ago. You know,
yeah. Miami Vice. You can
On
look
that
at the
note-
80s and say that's the 80s. You know what the 80s looks like. There was trends and everything that defined the 80s. The hair, the boxy suits, the shoes with no socks. You know, the pastels,
The colors.
blazers.
Yeah, great clothes. Some great clothes. I don't know if I'd wear them. My favorite is Sonny's season 3 and 4 Ice Cream Man of Vengeance look, where he wears all white while he's doing insane stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been waiting 3 shows to use that joke.
Oh, that's a good one. The ice cream man.
He
of
is the Ice
vengeance.
Cream Man of Vengeance. He really is. He's not. You notice the one thing we never saw the whole run of the show? Handcuffs. Nobody lives to go to trial.
The ice cream man of vengeance. He'll stop you cold. You know, stop
your
crime
sequel.
cold.
Yeah, I
There's
might,
your
actually do a
sequel.
proper edited review on Miami Vice as well. I did have something written down some years back on there, but then my fucking phone just started corrupting, so I had to get a new one, and all my notes were lost. So I have to rewrite that one and hope I can remember. But,
All right. Well, thanks for having us, Luke. That's been brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, if you ever want a few quick shortcuts on video essays, just drop me a line. I crank out like one a week now. I'm getting better at it. Well,
Yeah,
last
cheers,
2 didn't
alright.
suck.
Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, thanks for joining me, you lot, and whether you beautiful bastards are Northern English or not, thanks for watching. And do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell in order to be notified. And if you wish to further support this channel, the links will be in the description below. But right now, that's me done. That's us done, and we're off to the pub. And thank you, everybody, Mr. E, Gavin Blackburn, Lord of Toxicity, and who else? Who have I missed? Come on. Demon Knight 1995 and Trump Daddy, thanks for joining us, and thank you, Teague and Artie, and we'll try to get you on for another stream. So enjoy your weekend, you beautiful bastards.
Baked potato changed my life. Baked potato showed me the way. If you want to know what is wrong from right, you must listen to what potatoes say.
Don't be good, don't be bad.
Baked potato,
Don't be happy, don't be sad.
thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potatoes say.
Don't be early, don't be late.
Thank you, baked potato.
Always eat what's on your plate.
Thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potato